All right. Hello and welcome back. It's Wednesday, everybody. Wednesday, hump day, Whalen Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. But we got a lot to talk about today with my co-host, Miss Tala. But if we could get a little bit of time to hit the like button and share it out with some friends, we're going to play a little intro music for that, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. Guys, we got a lot to talk about. Let's see, what all did I put in this? Just the first few stories in the title that fit. There's age-defying tips on physique. We've got tick tubes. We've got some gut health information and some cleaning ideas and a whole bunch more. So stick around. We'll be right back. Let's grow.
Scrolling through the noise, stories hitting hard, cutting through the void. Big Uck pulling strings, poison in the feed. Well, they're selling us ain't what we need. Posting articles, lighting up the screen. Common struggle shared, know what I mean. Time to wake 'em now. See the hidden game. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday. Plant it in the ground. Grow our own. Break the chains. Rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow. We grow. Yeah, we grow. Every soul gotta eat, fuel the fire inside. But the cause of twisting truth, trying to hide. Processed lies on shelves, stealing our health away. New tech coming fast, showing us a better way. Community talking, sharing what we find. Self-sustainable minds, leaving change behind. Digging in the dirt or digging for the truth. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday. Plant it in the ground. Grow our own. Break the chains. Rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow. We grow. Yeah, we grow. No more blind, no more fed their lies. Hands in the soil, fire in our eyes. From seed to strength, we're taking control. Empower the body, empower the soul. Wednesday rolls again, gather round the feet. Health and wellness news, planting every seed. Growing food ourselves, growing who we are. Better versions rise, shooting for the stars. Big Food's empire cracks. We won't bound time. We grow Wednesday. Hey, hey, stop it on Wednesday. We grow Wednesday. Hey.
I think I'm still in the middle of one more share. I think so many things, so many shares and clicks and
I know,
every
right?
like. Did I get that one? I don't know. We'll just do it again. All right, what's up? We got Tala and myself on We Grow Wednesday, you guys. It's been a heck of a week. I had a long trip earlier in the week. Tala, when's the last time you drove 4 hours?
um, it's
Although you live in a
been
pretty
a
big
while.
state, so yeah. But
It's
like
been a while.
I drove 4 hours to an event and 4 hours back later that night. It was rough, and we're talking health and wellness. Like I had to take like four stops to like close close my eyes for a minute. I didn't actually fall asleep, but it was nice to just be like, oh, okay, I can just relax my eyes. And then I took that approach versus like trying to get out and walk around and do some jumping jacks or whatever. There was something I don't know, but it worked. I mean, three or four times I stopped for a few minutes and then got home, but it was rough. It was pretty rough. Let's see, make sure I get to my group. That could be his live market. I'll do it again just in case I didn't, but let me.
And another compromised account.
Oh
You
no,
ever get these DMs that are, I've been nominated for something.
what's
Can you
happening?
vote for me? That's somebody who's been hacked.
Can you vote for me?
Obviously, don't click on any links, but also like, what do you do? Um, in this instance, this person has not posted since sometime last year, so I'm probably gonna just bump off my list.
Hmm. Yeah, if they haven't been around for a long time, like I've had friends recently with like a kid or a dog in some kind of a contest where they like, hey, can you go and vote for my dog on this
Yeah,
thing? And that's different because I know the
yeah,
person enough
that's
that I
yeah.
can have a conversation with them. Yeah, like, but
This
if you
is a
just get a
specific
random,
s Yeah, this is a
yeah.
specific scam that happens on X.
Oh, I haven't seen this. What is the wording
Uh-huh.
again?
Let's see, this one says,
What's up, everybody?
"Hello, quick one. What the heck? I've been nominated to co-host a podcast with Google and Spotify, and it all comes down to public
Oh,
votes. I genuinely appreciate your support. It only takes a few seconds to vote." And there's a link.
ah,
And this
like
is
that
someone that
sounds
I
terrible.
never DM'd with,
Hey, Vicky, my aunt Vicky's here.
but we were following each other, so the account can send me a DM.
Ah, that is
So
a thing over there where you like you're not able to just send anybody a DM.
all depends on your settings, yeah. But
Mm,
I mean, it's just that we never did so it's out of pattern, first of all. But I
sure.
already know about the scam, so
That just sounded terrible anyway. Just like the whole thing, like none of it, it didn't sound believable. But some people will get taken by stuff like that. What's up, guys? I'm getting
their
everybody on
last post
the
was
drive.
November. It looks no, actually there are more. No, that's last year. Yeah, November last year. So it just looks like she's abandoned her account and it got hacked.
So
Bummer.
we speaking of X, we have my friend Andrew. He's one of my subscribers. He's on People in the Boxes. He's on Game Night. He doesn't really use X. I don't even know if he has an account, but he has someone who's pretending to be him on X. And I said, well, I mean, I sent him a message. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Of course, they'll probably say something like, "Nah, this has been my name." Um, it'd be like it'll stand for something else altogether. EPX. What would an EPX stand for? Extra personal personnel. I don't know. Just, but it is another cannabis
No
account.
idea.
Yeah. So that's a tough one because it is kind of specific on the letters. Mine though, I found out that somebody else does have the indoor farmer like store. Like it's a website. It's just like a grow shop. It's not a person. It's a grow shop. So it happens, and of course, if you don't have it copyrighted or you don't have it, what's the other way you can
Trademark, copyright,
trademarked?
but
Trademarked. Yeah, that's the
but
one.
to be clear, you do not have to pay It just needs to be visibly of record.
Hmm.
There's a lot of confusion
You can.
around that, and I researched this
I see.
thoroughly.
So you can prove that you've been using it longer or whatever.
Yes.
I see. Even if they
See,
paid for it,
this
even if they
is
paid to copyright.
yeah, this is
Hmm.
how I lost. Television was what
Oh,
they
television.
in Chicago came up with for me when I was in Periscope. And so when I like did a slight shift on my brand and was using turn off the television and turn on television. That was the whole thing. So when I went to purchase the website, I found someone in the same field as me
Sorry.
already
Some
had,
here.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm
Now
sorry.
some people will purchase. What are we doing today?
I forgot we have a. It's much better if we do it like this. Sorry.
I'm trying to be all casual.
It's not
Zip,
like
zip.
it's not like OBS where you can have like this pre-look at it and actually do everything you want and then hit the button and then it changes it all. Like I'm like, well, hold on, I forgot. I was setting it up nice and then I
Only
thought
pretend that I don't notice for just so long.
I it's okay, but as you will probably agree, I just didn't. I had a brain fart at first. This view is much better once we get into the videos and stuff. I think
Yeah.
this works out nicely.
So, I mean, sometimes people will purchase so that they can sell it to you. They'll do that,
Oh,
and I mean,
wow.
thousands of people saw and heard me using that. And so I can't believe that it's just random that someone in my field, but I let that go, rebranded to First Light Warrior, and I have that plastered everywhere, and I purchased that website. So,
Andrew said, yeah, he has it tattooed on him, so it's it's hard to not hard to
did you get the date
uh,
tattooed?
right. Yeah, you better. Yeah, yeah, circa whatever. There's got to be a barcode or a
You gotta
QR.
get the C in the circle, your copyright symbol, the trademark, and the date with the tattoo now.
Can someone please send Denise the Rumble link? She's still trying to get over there and find it. We have a few people. There's at least two people that are in Rumble now who had the same problem for a while, Denise. They couldn't find us, but they found us pretty easy today. So it takes a little
Yeah, I
while, I
found
guess.
it.
Maybe there's something that you have to find on there. I'm not sure. Pressure tools, huh? Okay. All right, we got I think everybody that so far on the door prize. Let's get into some stories. I got a few here that we already listed, and well, there's a bunch more after that. Let's see where was I? Oh, I'm on the wrong profile. One second. One moment, please. Yeah, if you guys could hit the like button, share it out with some friends. We got 25 people in the house. Let's try to double it. Let's go. Yes, last week we talked about what Big Pharma had buried in 1903, which was an extremely long video that I think we kind of knew most of already. So let's move to the next one here. The first story today, what happens? So I didn't actually list this in the title because it's kind of obvious, and we're just going to check out this video because it's kind of fun to look at. What happens when you do push-ups daily? First of all, I was doing push-ups a lot a couple of years ago, like a lot. I was doing a lot every day, and then I hurt my shoulder, and I don't know if it had to do with doing too many push-ups or not, but it's almost back to normal, but I'm still dealing with a shoulder problem in that same shoulder, and it's crazy. So let's check this out here. The Facebook has changed the way everything comes up now. Okay, so we don't need to hear him moaning and groaning. I guess I thought there were some like words, but let's check it out here.
And
I
bumping.
love these AI like they want you to like think that that's what it actually looks like inside there. I mean, it's not that far off. Like it's showing the muscles heating up and actually burning some of that fat, but he doesn't look any different. He just looks like he changed color.
Yeah, they're showing that was muscle. This is adipose tissue.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that was not necessary to save, but I thought it was fun.
I'll attest to the benefits. I did a lot of push-ups in 2018 and 19 training for Half Dome. A lot. That's a big part of what built my shoulders and upper arms out, and it helped with the weight loss, and yeah.
It
I
really
can't do them right now because 'cause I'm in PT partly for my shoulders, but I'm looking forward to being able to again.
shoulders and neck really make a huge difference on how people look, because
Yes.
if you build your shoulders and neck, typically your chest and everything else is kind of following. Even if you have a little bit of a gut, building the upper end of it so that like as a man anyway, so that you're trying to, like the hourglass, I guess as
Yeah.
a man you want that
I'm in
thicker.
2. Yeah.
Women too, I guess a little differently, but yeah,
Yeah.
like for that shape, you definitely got to get all the way to the top. Like I can't just keep doing sit ups and hope to look good. I might get a
And
thinner,
on me,
I might get a
like,
flatter
it was
stomach,
pointed
but
out, I have a very visible collarbone. For some reason, mine are very prominent.
oh,
And the more muscle I build working upper body, the more that pops out and is noticeable, which is kind of a funny thing. Like, I didn't realize that anybody else saw that, and someone mentioned it to me. I was like, yeah, they are very visible.
is that what they mean by popping collars? I'm not sure. Um,
I don't think so. I think that's like this.
can someone please send Denise the link to Rumble? I might do it in a second here. I just
Oh,
want to catch up.
wait,
Rose.
where does it need to be sent?
Well, I thought maybe my chat would take care of that, but
Because I already grabbed it.
I have her in my DMs, so I can just send it.
Okay.
It has to be sent in the DMs. Facebook took away the links in chat. You could post a link, and somebody could
Oh, you're
technically
rugging.
copy and paste it. That's about the only way you can use links in Facebook now, which is crappy.
Where are tech
Denise,
issues today? Like, what have we got? Solar flares? Because people were having trouble in spaces too.
there has been a lot of issues for me too, randomly, and I kept thinking, oh, is this thing glitchy? And then if you kind of put it together, you feel like a lot of things are having that same issue, because I found like video games were having that problem. Some of my apps were causing like just random glitches. Maybe there is a solar flare. Or, like I said before, anytime you get close to an election, the internet goes crazy. There's something
Yeah.
like they ramp up all the bots, they ramp up all the spyware and all the stuff to really try to like rig elections. And I'm talking to everybody who's in any election is probably out there like going crazy on the internet before the elections. Like there's tons of stuff happening, whether it's nefarious or just a lot of extra traffic. That seems to be what happens during election season. Okay, let me get back to where we were. Okay, this next one is again about physique, but I believe this is a little bit better. It has some tips on what not to do and how to train your brain, how not to be in maintenance mode all the time, which
Right.
is a problem for a lot of us. Denise, I did send you the link, by the way. Oh, hey, Margaret and Andrew. Oh, Margaret, I got you already. Andrew,
You're rugging again. That is weird.
me? Am I sounding okay to everybody else? I would hope so with my new fancy schmancy internet.
Huh.
Still won't allow me to message you. Copy and
Kind of
paste.
robot voice.
Thank you, Margaret. I did send it to her. I got a robot voice still.
It's
Let's see.
happening like on and off and like
Let's check.
lags, choppiness in the image. A robot voice.
Thank you, Margaret. I did send it to her. I got a robot voice still. I sound pretty good on my
It
end.
was before that.
Oh, well, okay. Let's see what I can.
I said it's happening on and off.
Oh, you're right. I didn't hear that. Oh, okay. Let's see what I can. Oh,
I said it's
I think
happening.
I heard it a little bit there. I can't go back
Yeah.
too far, but hmm. It
I,
doesn't want to let me anyway. Now we're just seeing picture within
well, I
picture.
thought,
We're
what have we got? Solar
cascading.
flares?
We have a cascade failure right now. Now, do I sound okay to everybody else? Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it. Rose, I just saw you pop in on the Facebook. My nose is itching a lot. Are you guys all talking about me out there in the chat? All right, let's check this out. Oh, that's music we don't need. So it starts off by saying 6 things I quit doing to look like this at age 59. We're not going to play the music, but I mean, he looks pretty good at 59, I would say. Where's the 6 things? Oh, where,
I bet you it's in the caption. I hate when they do this.
yeah, like that doesn't help me at all. These six
They
things,
force
okay.
you to have to open, and then it's hard to read, especially on your phone.
It's like a thread almost. They're trying to make a thread almost. I quit maintenance mode. Most men hit 50 and try to coast. That's when aging accelerates your muscles, bones. Okay. Number 2, quit eating for convenience and started eating for cognition. Okay. Well, we don't need to read all of it because we kind of already talk about these things. Number 3, I quit surrounding myself with comfortable men. Whoa, whoa, what? Where's this going here?
Pardon?
Your circle, yeah, this is true though. Your circle is a biological input. Research shows your environment shapes testosterone, discipline, energy, and daily habits. I got rid of low standard conversations and many results exploded. Your body becomes a reflection of the men you hang around. Um, and that's true, but I always have trouble with that one because there's all these different lovely self-help, wonderful success statements where they say things like, "Surround yourself with people who are doing better than you," and it's like if they're all following that advice, why would they let you be around them? It doesn't make any sense. It's like a chicken and egg issue here. Like what? Like how do you like that? That's like a self-eating snake or something. I don't know. Like you can't. If the rich guy says I got to surround myself with people that doing better than me, he's not going to let you hang around him. I just don't get that. I don't get that whole like I understand what they're trying to say. Like you want to be around people who are motivated and trying to
Yes.
do something with their lives, but just the phrasing just doesn't make sense to me. Um, let's see. I quit chasing motivation. What? He just spoke about? Okay. Motivation is dopamine roulette. Systems are science. Yeah, like I don't say things like I'm trying to find the motivation or I hope I'm motivated to do things. I try not to anyway. Uh, Protein target, step target, training days, sleep schedule, non-negotiables. I built a routine. Okay. Number 5, I quit letting inflammation be my baseline. Okay. Number 6, I quit alcohol completely. Oh, snap. I have a drink here and there, not one, like maybe once or twice a month. Not cut back, not only on weekends. I quit because alcohol destroys recovery, tanks testosterone, disrupts REM sleep, spikes cortisol, increases inflammation, and blocks fat loss. At 50 plus, you can't outtrain alcohol. I would say I'm still okay with a one or two a month, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's
that's
not wrong.
minimal. That's
Yeah,
next
he's
to nothing.
he's not wrong though. It can make recovery take longer and cortisol
Pro-inflammatory. All the reasons that I stopped
pro-inflammatory.
really.
Hmm.
But see, so for example, if you go to the doctor and they ask you how often, I finally just had him change mine to say that I don't drink alcohol because it's so rare that you literally can't, like, there's no option for them to tick.
Hmm.
It'll be, one a week or 3 to 5 a week,
Right.
or, you can there is
Force you to
no
pick something that's
3 drinks a year, there's no option. So
wow.
I said, "Why don't we just say I don't drink because it's that rare?" You know?
That's about all you can do in that case. Real quick though, I know you haven't been seeing this, but our friend Rose in the chat here, she has her son, who is going in for a uh, myelograft, and
That's
they're
a
going to be
muscle,
taking. They take. So she's been
right?
explaining it, but I don't. I'll probably butcher it a little bit here. They're supposed to be taking blood from one place in his body and putting it somewhere near his brain or somewhere in his brain. Explain maybe a little bit,
Is
Rose,
it
but
stem cell?
no, it's a again, I'm not 100%, but she said something about replacing moving like blood into a certain area. I just tell him I don't drink anymore, which I don't. Yeah, well, that's how you do it, Rose. But yeah, one or two a year or something like that is tough to actually use for their information anyway. But maybe she'll explain here in a minute a little bit better. I'm guessing. I hope you will, Rose, because it's interesting, but also scary. So I hope everything goes well. But she did say how
Mm.
she said she put some hopeful stuff in the group chat, like said that they were it's supposed to heal it completely and a bunch of things. So let's see what she says here in a minute. But um, this before we get to the next story, I'll see what she says. But the next story is I'm not an expert, just a girl who had Lyme and doesn't want it again. Feel free to Google DIY tick tubes. So these are tick tubes that she made, homemade. We're gonna watch that video in just a second here. Okay, she said in the spinal cord they do a blood patch with your own blood, a blood patch. You would think that would be like a stem cell thing, but that doesn't sound like stem cells. A blood patch. Very strange, huh? Never heard of something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, blood is liquid, so there's something missing here to it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
I'm lost.
let's see.
Trying to get all the reposts done, and it
Blood
like
patch.
I'm having tech issues today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I sound domo caricato mismo. Domo, domo. An epidural blood patch. It's a medical procedure in which a small volume, 15 to 20 milliliters of a patient's own blood is injected into the epidural space to seal a cerebral
Cerebral.
cerebrospinal fluid leak. So he has a fluid leak, and that blood
Okay,
the blood will coagulate and patch up the hole. Basically, interesting.
interesting.
It is the gold standard treatment for post-dural puncture headaches. Yeah, he has a
Well,
bad headache.
it must then allow the body to repair the tissue, because I mean that wouldn't
Give it
last
time,
otherwise.
right? Yeah, like a
So it's
temporary.
kind of like what stem cell would do for you.
Huh. I wonder if any of the cells in the
Interesting.
blood are transitioning in that space to help it, or is it just literally clogging the hole with your coagulating blood? Because you would
Huh.
think they could come up with something else besides blood, but that sounds probably the safest. You wouldn't want any kind of glue or any kind of, even if it's bodily safe, your own blood is the safest thing to put in your own body. So that's kind of interesting. She said that's what it is. Okay, I've had it done before. Yeah, she said she had it done before. She said it was there was a lot of really hard bad headache to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully, I've never had to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have migraines. That one sounds a little bit freaky.
I've
Spinal.
known people who've had puncture done, and I'd rather not. It definitely
Up,
like
Joe.
it's one of those things that just the idea scares me.
Mr. Orzel, how are we today? We're about to look at these tick tubes and listen in.
You'll need dry.
Hold on, start it over.
This
And actually, before I got to get in the habit of promoting the people we're using their content. Groves Floral Co. Groves Floral Co. posted this.
is how to make tick tubes to protect your property. You'll need dryer lint, toilet paper tubes, and permethrin. You want to completely soak the lint or cotton balls with permethrin and then let it dry in a safe place for a day or two. Once it's dry, stuff the toilet paper tubes with the dried lint or cotton, and then take those tubes around your property, placing them in areas where mice would like to go, like under brush, around a wood pile, or on the edge of the woods. And then as the mice use that treated lint or cotton to build their nests, it should not affect them, but the ticks that attach to them or come back to their nests are all going to die. My Lyme doctor recommended this to me after going through a long road of treatment. And this is our second season putting these out, and just wanted to share.
Tonight, emotions boiling over outside the courthouse. Protesters in each.
Um, I
What was
missed. What
that?
did she? Was she putting stuff on the cotton also?
It started playing the next video while this video was still paused. Yes,
Oh,
permethrin, permethrin.
permethrin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I would have never thought. That's very interesting. I mean, I would even do that if I were in a campground where I knew, because I've had that unfortunate experience of camping places where there were a lot of ticks.
It
It's
doesn't seem like
disgusting.
a fast solution, but like probably over a
No,
few days kind of thing, you know?
but if I were staying somewhere a couple of days, I would certainly throw a few
Right.
around
And there's, the mice are going to be
from
coming
around the tent.
food and right. Um, yeah, that's crazy. It started playing this next video without even. I thought that was you trying out tech, trying like to fix something, and I'm like, what sports are you watching right
Not
now?
me this time. Yeah, it sounds like the uproar over the what's his
Can
name?
we see it?
Carmelo.
Oh, I thought it was. I didn't listen to the words. I thought it
That
sounded
kid,
like the
that
word.
kid got 35 years, and he should. And he has no,
Oh, is that the final?
he will not, yeah,
Oh,
he'll not get, there's no time off for good behavior. He has to serve it.
how do they do that ahead of time? I thought that was always like
Part of
an
the
option.
ruling.
Hmm.
Nope, it's part of the ruling. It's
Wow.
it's it's hard time. He will have to serve it. And
Maybe because of
you
the
stick a knife in someone's
premeditation.
chest, he
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. Well, I think
You
they've
know.
argued. I don't know if it turned out this way, but premeditation was definitely talked about. So I don't know if that's how they charged him. But
Yeah, as I understood it, it wasn't part of the final, like, absolute statement in there, but of course that was being discussed because, he brought it with him, you
hmm
know,
that's what
and
they're
he didn't
saying.
have any.
Go ahead.
Say it again?
Go ahead. I know you can't hear
Oh,
me that
he
well.
didn't he didn't have any priors, but he had problems at school and such. So he didn't have any prior convictions, but trouble, you know. And so the only the only thing they couldn't do was seek death penalty because he was 17 when it happened. He was almost 18. He's now 19. But because it happened when he was 17, they couldn't seek death
Right.
penalty. They tried him as an adult, but that was the one thing they couldn't do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just know that one thing that came out just from what I had been listening to was that people are very misconceived or have a misconception, I guess, about premeditation. Like he didn't have to
Yeah.
plan it out or anything, but just bringing a weapon that you could use, and then I guess
Or
in
you're
that
not allowed to.
yeah, and I guess the boy was heard saying that he doesn't want to fight, like I'm not fighting you at a track meet, like this isn't going to happen, and then it just kind of kept escalating. So yeah, that's a crazy one. I haven't like, I don't have a dog in the fight per se, but I definitely think he got what he deserved. I think that was
Yeah.
the initial him raising a bunch of money, and then also there's a lot of statements. I'm sorry, there's a lot of science behind this showing that there's only I'm going to get a little spicy here, a little racial for a second, but there's the only race, if you want to call us races, it's such a stupid term,
Ethnicity.
ethnicity
Yeah.
that actually will go against its own when it comes to in the court of law or like in a jury, are white people. And there were a bunch
Mm.
of statements from black people in this particular situation that they said, yeah, we're backing him regardless. I don't care if he's guilty or not. Basically, is kind of what it boiled down to, and that's sad. That's pretty sad. That's all I can, it's real all we can go
What's
with
the
that.
name of the guy? Um, there's
Oh no, Diane had slept with an ice pack all night for a migraine. Oh man,
oh man.
that's no fun. I have
You know what?
migraines.
I almost don't have them anymore. I'm trying to think about I'm trying to think the name of the guy that I follow on X. It's a black man who's been talking about this, and he's like, he's hardline stance on this. He killed a kid.
Hmm.
Why is this a debate?
And he's
You
not
know,
the kind of guy they would get in the jury is my problem. Like I'm not my when my statement earlier was not my opinion. It's like statistical fact where you look at every demographic out there, every ethnic demographic, and they seem to, even though there's a crazy other statistic that's true, which is every ethnic group hurts itself more than they hurt other groups. Does that make sense? But then when it comes to
Yeah.
defending their own against another group, meaning this in this case black versus white. They will stand for the black,
Much
even
more
though
consistently.
yeah,
Yeah.
even though we already know in every color, every ethnicity, those people, including white people, hurt white people more than other races, hurt their own
Mm.
more than others, which is maybe just a side effect of relationships and people like
I think
working
you
in
would have to do
each
the
other.
math per cap, and
Right,
I don't know if it's been done per cap. A lot of
that's
times
true.
sheer numbers is a different thing, but yeah.
That's a good point.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think like what enters into this, I think about it because my native culture and stuff, like people who have been through something really massive. And my Jewish friends, same thing. There's circumstances where they're going to be like, this is against everybody else.
right,
We'll deal with our stuff, but you ain't gonna do it. That's
right.
basically it, you know.
It's like we're
And
gonna do
I do understand that. I
That's how a lot of
do.
reservations are. They have their own internal like policing. They have their own internal things, and
Yeah.
um, I guess I get it, but at the same time, like the only thing I think that would change this is a literal either invasion or even a peaceful like coexistence with aliens. They would have to be aliens, Tala. The only thing that could really bring all of the, because think about it, people like we just said, people will like defend their own demographic. Well, if our demographic is human being eventually, then then maybe
Well,
that would actually bring us together, even if it was a
Independence Day. Remember that
yeah,
movie?
yeah,
That was it. Like everybody, banded together. And that's, like man, I wish there was a way.
cheers
Let's
everybody.
say in the justice system, like we couldn't see what color anybody's skin is. Let's eliminate that factor
Like a
completely.
blind trial.
Yeah,
Since the person's in a box, you can't see them. Like
but
they're
it's not possible because, the person
media.
has the right to defend themselves and speak. And the
True.
minute they speak, you can recognize characteristics from different ethnicities. There's no way to accomplish that. I mean, you'd have to put people in like a room with only the facts and like eliminate knowledge of their ethnicity entirely.
AI judges,
Then
Tala.
people would start thinking and guessing.
You won't even have to defend yourself pretty soon. The AI can defend you better than you can, and it will be the judge at the same time. It'll be able to say, well, taking into consideration when you did this, and you'll be like, what? I don't even remember doing that.
Yeah. What's that movie? Oh man,
Minority
what?
Report.
Yes, you knew exactly where I was going.
That's more. That's
This
more
is
like
why this
future
works. We got the
crime.
chemistry.
Like I agree that will probably be the inevitability past this point, but I think the very next point will be like an AI judicial system, and at first it will be a spectacle, like a Judge Judy, like there'll be like a show
Yeah.
or something to make it fun or interesting, and then once they've got enough data to point out, hey, this is actually more accurate than a trial with by judge, people will start choosing it.
Yeah.
That's how it'll start. It'll
And
start by
the
entertainment.
other thing is, because we have mainstream media and social media, like what I was suggesting, that would never work either because I mean the second anything happens, the news is out. You don't even have to wait for mainstream media. People got their mobile out, taking videos and posting it online. Like how does anyone actually get a fair trial anymore? Because while it's good documentation, it could also be altered, and especially now, as good as AI is getting, it's scary.
Hmm.
Like, it's getting to that point. And then, the little things like there's a meme that I love that it says something about, like, not judging by, being able to see only a partial picture, and so, like, there's a circle where you see what looks like a guy running away and someone with a knife, right? But the bigger part of the picture outside the circle shows that it's not a knife. It's like, I don't know, maybe someone's foot. It's like a outline. It's very interesting the way it's done. And so it's basically saying that, this much of the picture is not the whole picture. And this can happen with these little devices that we carry too. You take video from a certain angle, and maybe there's something you're not seeing or understanding clearly. That's hard.
That's the biggest thing is perspective. Like you that's why I made Thursday's show, People in the Boxes, is because people, we might have our own perspective, but we get stuck in our own perspective and don't think about from other angles. And I don't just mean other people. I mean, like, think about it from the system's perspective. Think about it from, from the judge's perspective, who might also be corrupted, just like you would corrupt technology.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a long story, but yeah, or long conversation, but yeah, it's
It's interesting
interesting.
though.
It will happen. And even like
A lot
according to
going on.
Rogan wants AI to take over the governance, like government. I
That's
think
just terrifying.
that's terrifying, but it also could be like, what if it was just like, it turned out to just be a really good at HR, like for the whole world, like it's just like
You know what? It's
super,
like
like.
it's struggling to manage X.
Yeah, I actually had a time just the other day, and I explained it yesterday, Tala. I have a shampooer that was broken. The brush wasn't spinning for quite a while. I just kept using it anyway. It was sucking up the water. All right. Finally, I was like, this is not working right. So I took it apart, and then I was away from home, and I thought, man, I should try to pick up that belt. So I started talking to my AI, or to Grok, and I was like, hey, I have this Bissell, yada yada yada. This is the type, the power brush, power this and that. And I was like, can you give me the belt model number or whatever, part number? And it was like, oh yeah, and it was like, but you have the you might have an XL model and you have the regular model. Like, let's figure out which one your model is. So the AI says, yeah, it's finally gets down to the point where I'm like, I don't have the model number. I can't read it to you. How else can I tell? And it's like, oh, pretty easy. If your unit has two separate reservoirs, like one for soapy water, one for dirty water, that's the XL. The other one has like a single reservoir that's split in the middle for both things. Okay, cool. I know what I got, right? So I ordered it. 2 3 days later, it finally comes, and it's not the right belt. So I started arguing with Grok. I'm like, hey, this time I have the model number, and this is definitely not the XL they're saying now. And I'm like, but you told me. And of course, it doesn't really do a lot of good for me to like argue back to it, but I guess maybe it can correct itself in the future. Like it is learning from
You
us.
can ask it to make a note. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, you had me order the wrong stuff. Now I can't return it. I mean, the package was opened and everything, and it's Amazon. Maybe I could return it, but anyway, long story short, the AI screwed me on a few bucks. uh,
Yeah.
it happens.
It's silly little things. Like yesterday, I decided, you know what? I just don't know what it's like out there. And what's legal to carry here um, on your person and concealed is the non-powder gun, the paintball, essentially, but with rubber bullets. So, I said, I'm going out for a bit. I'm going to check it, to see does the CO2 need to be changed out. Unloaded all the rounds. Pop. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Put the rounds back in. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know where my hex key is because if I need to change the CO2, and Grok tells me there's one in the grip. I'm like, I don't remember that. Okay. So it tells me to slide the plate off the bottom of the uh, cartridge. So what it didn't tell me, because it doesn't think that way, it's not that intelligent.
Hmm.
Be careful when you pull the plate off because the spring will fly out.
Oh snap! Good thing you had.
So I wear glasses, which is good.
Yeah.
But anyway, it hit me, it hit the ceiling, bounced somewhere into the dining and kitchen area. I'm not sure where. So I'm standing
Mm.
there going, son of a. So I had to go raid one of the other ones that we have that needs repair for a spring
Oh, you
so
couldn't
that
even
I can
find the
pick it up.
spring. It went so
I can't
far.
find it.
Wow. That's a whole different problem than I thought immediately. Is like, man, that thing
I'm
could
so
just
mad.
right.
It's in
Wow.
there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find it one day. Like that, damn. So you'll have a little chuckle about 2 years from now when you find it. All right, let's get to the next story. I don't think I don't know if I saved this by accident, but it says take a free 30-second quiz now, and it has a bunch of dogs dancing. So I don't know what it is, but we're gonna check it out.
How people in the 1920s fed their dogs.
Oh,
Back in the
dog food.
1920s,
Okay,
before kibble even existed,
this lady, she's all over the dog industry now. I forgot what her name
farmers
is.
fed their dogs table scraps, and yet a golden retriever could live a full 17 to 19 years. But today, 100 years later, that same breed lives just 9 to 12 years. So what
Hmm,
changed in our dogs?
Modern
In the
dog food.
1950s, pet food companies saw an opportunity. They warned people table scraps were dangerous. They marketed
dangerous.
heat-dried
Same
pellets
thing they
as
did to us.
scientifically balanced. Then, even
Well, it's not wrong because I don't feed my dogs table scraps because I have a lot of like spices or
Well, yeah, that's
garlic
because
and
our food
things.
changed.
Yeah,
So if our food went back to what our food was, then the dog's food could still be what the dog's food was.
but wouldn't that be kind of bland and tasteless to go backwards?
No,
Or how about this? A
salt won't hurt him,
compromise. Yes, a
you know.
compromise. We just start to learn as a dog owner, learn the types of foods that they can't have. And I feed them table scraps of anything they can have. Like I had
Yeah.
this whole chicken that I had sitting in my fridge for a few days, and I just hadn't decided to make it. So I pulled off a bunch of it and air fried pieces of it for myself and my son, and there was a bunch left on there, all over the bone, trying to pull it. And so I spent some time picking off all the leftovers off of that and then giving it to the dogs.
Look,
They love it.
even when I season my steak, Phoenix, out of all of them, she knows. She knows when I'm making a steak. And
Hey,
boom, she's
Denise.
right there. I'm the steak girl, she says. Give me some. So even if I season it, I can cut the outside off and give her bits from the inside of the steak, you know. So, and they're
Yeah,
obligate
that's true.
carnivores, but
Yeah, they love that meat, and I give them some raw beef when I can, and I cut it up a little bit small because I have a small dog, but the
yeah,
dogs like it's okay. So there's a difference between the dog using its teeth like it should to rip flesh from the animal versus a piece of meat that is a little bit bigger than you want to give them because they might try to swallow it whole. And
yeah.
so there's a fine line there because dogs do need, and just like humans, we need to use our teeth, and a lot of times we aren't using them as much as we should, and that's a whole nother issue where
And the breed matters. Did you realize
yeah,
that? The breed matters.
on
So
what
like
like
I
types
had
of
a
food.
friend who well, I had a friend who did greyhound rescue. And greyhounds do best on a raw diet. But here's the freaky part. She would give the dog pieces of raw chicken, just like you might hand feed a wolf dog. A wolf dog mix you want to hand feed with stuff like that so that they get used to trusting you with their food. If you
Hmm,
don't do that, you won't bond correctly. And
interesting.
it's not a good thing. But the greyhound, yeah, she give it raw chicken. It'll swallow the whole thing and later cough the bone back up completely clean. That's what they do.
So I worry about the chicken bones, and I don't know if that was
Cooked is a
misinformation or
problem.
hmm,
The little sharp ones, when they're
hmm,
cooked, that's a problem. But this
right.
is raw. It's
Hmm.
crazy, I know. Yeah.
I feel like they should be able to do it either way, but here's the real. I think this is probably the real truth anyway. We as humans have domesticated them to the point where we would like to not kill them, and if we were to somehow have the information from say the 1800s, I'm guessing there were a couple of like I'm sure there were some stories of dogs dying from getting choking on a bone, right? People have
Could
done
be.
that, right? People have done that, and so like it could have like blown up into a thing where oh yeah you don't want to give them the, even though they're meant to be able to tear apart an animal like with the bones involved like included, so it is interesting. I think just like plastic how it does prevent us from breaking glasses all the time in our kitchen. We found out that that convenience may not
Yeah.
necessarily be as
There's a
beneficial.
price.
Yeah, yeah. There's a price going both directions. Yeah, true.
Dawn, yeah, chicken bones sliver when they're cooked.
Mm.
That's the thing. They yeah.
I was so tempted. There was a couple bones I pulled out. I was like, this is a pretty solid bone right here. I was like, I still probably don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is that they'll chew on bones that they're meant to chew on, and get those to sliver too eventually. Cut them into, or I guess break them into shards eventually, and I have to throw them away because they get a little bit sharp.
You know, there's so many mistakes being made in the industry. Bully sticks were supposed to be great
Oh
for dogs
yeah,
to chew on, and then it turned out they were swallowing pieces, which they then could not digest and ended up needing surgery.
isn't that supposed to be edible? I mean, like they have to be, like they're eating it, a bully stick.
It's
So
supposed
I
to be a
better not.
chew toy.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, I
they're not supposed to swallow it.
better not get that anymore for the
But
for the
they do,
pups.
yeah. Yeah, there were some issues.
I get as many things as I can for them to chew on because I know that that's good for them, but they also really love it. Anyway, let me see. Let me listen to the rest of this here because he does talk. They do talk about the vets and how the vets even adopted this food.
Yeah.
The vets started recommending kibble. Now, most dogs get
Recommending kibble.
ultra-processed food
Who pays them to recommend the kibble,
made
right?
in factories. But what if the real foods your dog needed were in your kitchen all along?
Cheese.
Well, all dogs deserve a little cheese tax, but honestly, it's not the best for their digestions.
Next, we
Yeah.
have a favorite of dogs, peanut butter.
No, absolutely. Most nuts are fine to give dogs. Just
That's
avoid
not a nut.
macadamia nuts. They are toxic.
Hold on.
Legume.
She just
A
ruined her
legume.
credibility with me. The
Yep.
completely right there.
It's a legume, and also if it has sugar, then there's the problem.
Hey, Lila Rose. Yeah, so there's sugar in peanut butter, and they are not nuts. But I mean, to her credit, most people like she's just kind of generalizing and probably trying to be quick about it. So
For dogs.
Yeah.
This one is
wait, what'd she say was toxic for dogs? Macadamia
Macadamia.
nuts. I didn't know that.
nuts. They are toxic for dogs.
Lunch meat.
This one is a no-go for me. Too much sodium. It can lead to
Lunch meat's not good for anybody, to be honest. There is a lot of
I was
sodium.
gonna say sodium isn't the biggest problem; it's the preservatives and.
Yes. Let's see if she gets into that.
joint issues.
Eggs.
She's saying sodium leads to joint issues.
Oh, what's wrong with eggs?
Too much, maybe high in sodium. Let's see, eggs.
Absolutely, yes. Excellent source of omega-3s.
Okay.
Eggs.
She's saying
Mine
good.
won't. Yes, mine won't eat the eggshells, but some dogs you can just throw them the whole egg and they'll just eat it.
Yeah.
Crazy. I do crack an egg and put it on their food a lot of times. They love it.
Bananas.
Bananas are awesome. Dogs love
Yep.
them. They have magnesium and potassium.
What about onions?
Ooh, avoid anything in this family.
Toxic.
All of it. They are definitely toxic for dogs. Absolutely.
Cats too.
Okay, we got a big bag of carrots here.
Oh yes.
No onions,
love
no
carrots.
garlic.
Dogs that won't eat broccoli or other green vegetables usually like carrots.
Kibble.
You're not gonna like my answer, but depending on the brand and formula, I think this is potentially the worst thing you could feed your dog.
Why is she being so like cautious about it? Like that's probably well, okay. I got to push back against myself because there are things clearly that are actual toxins that you don't want them to eat. This is just like you might as well feed them like paper or something if you want to give them kibble.
When it comes to their overall health.
What should you feed?
And then they pop in that little clip of the dog limping. Let's just like it's so like perfect to tell it to
Speaking of marketing,
right.
Your dogs then.
Excuse me. Beautiful dog. Thank you. How old is he? He actually turned 12 this year.
It's so like what do you call it? Not rehearsed, but like it's just so obvious that it's a
oh yeah, it's of
Wow.
course.
Look at him. He has so much energy. Which of these dog foods do you feed? Actually, not any of these, but we're just here to get a new toy, which obviously we have a winner. But you must do like something special for him, right? It's gonna sound weird, but I do this thing I learned from Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl, like from
Oh, that's her name from Grey's Anatomy. Doesn't even know what nuts are. All right.
Anatomy?
Sorry.
Yes. My friend sent me this video that she made, and it's something that she does at home for her senior dogs. I started doing it for him, and now he's like a puppy again. I mean, look at him. Yeah. Can you tell us what it is?
They're selling
Yeah, she
something.
made a video. Here it is.
A dog's health depends entirely on what they eat. Through years of dedicated work with dogs, I've learned that every aspect of a dog's health depends directly on feeding them according to something called a canine health profile.
All right.
We know what they're selling now.
Right. Lila Rose, you didn't get a notification, I'm sorry. Like maybe I know it might be annoying, but if you go to like YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble and just make sure that your notification bell is turned all the way up, then maybe one of the three you might get one of them at some point. And let's
So,
see.
like,
She said her
dogs
dogs love zucchini. Interesting.
dogs like us are technically omnivorous. They can, but they still need a good portion of their diet to be meat. That's really what it boils down to.
Hmm.
With similar digestive tracts. So,
Some of the other stuff is just like it might be good for them, but it's like it's not a primary source of their
checks
nutrition.
and balances, just like, like with the way that I eat now. So, there may be a nutrient that you want, but you've got to research the anti-nutrient involved that's in there, which could then prevent you from really utilizing the nutrient you're after. It may not be worth it.
Or could it
Yeah.
cancel out something else that you're taking in a different
Yep.
way, in a different area?
Combined with things that you're trying to absorb.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we're about hour in, so let's check out this post real quick here.
Speaking of allergies, man, I think everybody's going through it right now.
Maybe I didn't hit the enter button to Brenda, but I did give you a number. That's funny. So Brenda's 17. Yeah, we're trying to think of some good topics for tomorrow night's show, and one of them is possibly like lying as one option. Another option, I like rules, stories about rules and experiences we've had about rules. Kristen, you're number 18. I met Kristen in person. That was part of that 4-hour drive trip that I went on. And we got Trent Allgood. You're number 19. Brian Williams, what's up, brother? Joe Orzel, did I put you on here? If not, I'll put you in. I think you might just be on the Facebook subscription side. Yeah, I don't see you, so I'm gonna go ahead and add you in myself. Mikey's 10. Let's see, Denise, you got in there. Gabe, Elisa, Ted. Okay, Joe Orzel. You're number 20. How are you doing, Brian? Got Brian Williams glass blowing over on the Facebook. All right, I need 18, 19, and 20 added to the wheel before we do our subscriber number spin. I need to bug the fiber optics people again. I've called them multiple times in the last 3 weeks, and it's and for my house, they were quick and easy, no problem. They had it done. They even had it come out and they buried it and everything like quick, like within 2 weeks. But their commercial side, I've been fighting for them to just call me about my business. Like I need business, I need a internet at a place where it's literally across the alleyway from another business that I know has fiber, like across the alley. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, so if I could get that taken care
Doesn't
of,
make
my
sense.
Friday nights would be a lot better. Hey, Rose, you found us on the YouTube. Right now I'm spinning the number wheel, so we'll spin the door prize later. We are live on locals too, just for extra notifications. That's okay, Rose. We're not spinning the door prize yet, but thank you for popping around. Hope you hit the like button while you were there.
Oh, Rumble is freezing on my phone. What the heck?
You've got something going on over there, ma'am.
I did. It just crashed and threw me out of Rumble.
Somebody's sucking up all your bandwidth or something.
What
in
the
the area.
heck? Let me make sure the app is updated.
It's one of them data centers. It's got to be one of them data centers.
No update needed. Oh yeah, and the ongoing saga of where is my booster from Verizon. After an employee told me that I could get one and at no cost, I call back 3 months later. Hello, again, where's my device? And this man tells me, oh, well, you're not on that tier. You can't do that. Now, get this, get this. His phone is on that tier. Mine is not, but we can't
Oh,
have one. He's on the
interesting.
account. So
You
now
have
I'm
to.
going to escalate it to a handwritten letter
Hell yeah.
because I'm mad. Like, why am I paying for Wi Fi that doesn't work on my own property? If I walk
Yeah.
out to my car, it drops me.
I could understand that maybe depending on how big your property is, but it doesn't sound like they're giving you what you paid for. From what you're saying.
Straight line
Um,
shot to the box, walk out my front door. Like, it's 12 steps to my car.
yeah, that's not very far then. I definitely get
No,
my signal out in my car, and I have a longer house, and the Wi-Fi is all the way at the far end, so
it might be
you should
30
be.
feet from the box. Yeah.
Let's see. Number 14 was Andrew. Congrats, Andrew. Okay, so still got two more stories that I had in the title, but then of course a whole bunch more. This next one is coming from, again, I got to remember to do that. The last one was Catherine Heights Post. Yeah, so that's the actress. Next one here comes from David Robinson. David Robinson. When it comes to healing your gut, the first thing you should do is remove what's quietly destroying it. Most people start by adding things, probiotics, bone broth. All right, so let's see.
Facts.
It's only 10 seconds long. So seed oils is one of them.
Yes.
Seven things I removed from our home to improve gut health.
Seed oils and glyphosate, top of my list.
Seed oils, food. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's going very
What?
quickly.
Gluten? No. Gluten's only a problem if you have celiac.
Foods high in glyphosate,
Like,
like gluten.
oh, okay. So what he means is wheat is heavily saturated. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, interesting.
Buy organic.
Maybe gluten is something that the glyphosate attaches to within the wheat. I wonder. Or maybe you
Well,
said it.
it's just if you don't buy organic, they can use glyphosate.
Hmm. All right.
Coffee should be organic
Fluoride.
as well, by the way. It's heavily
I
saturated.
removed fluoride. Teflon
Teflon,
pans.
yes.
I removed that. Um,
I
what?
try on that. Yeah, processed foods.
I'm trying to get
Teflon
back to
pans.
it won't let me pause it. Okay, stupid.
It's wild. It's
It's
fast.
very fast. Yeah. Teflon
Teflon, yeah.
pans, which I got. I still have some, but I don't use them. They're just like
Cast iron, stainless steel,
stainless.
enamelware,
I'm big on the
copper.
stainless.
Yeah, don't use Teflon, don't use aluminum. I do have one pan that is aluminum covered with enamelware, but if it gets any nicks, then it's gone.
Nick who? I'm just kidding. Yeah. You know what's funny is I have a man along this line here. I have an air fryer that has a dish that goes into it that does have one of those coatings, and there is no replacement. I
No
can't get a
replacement.
glass version or a ceramic version, and
Like rice cookers. I
yeah.
can't find a rice cooker that's not Teflon.
And the thing with mine is that I did scratch it in one spot at the top, like on the upper
It's
edge, and
even
I'm like,
worse.
that
Yeah.
bothers me. Yeah, that's bothering me. It doesn't. It's not like an area that I scrape with food, or it's not touching food, but when it's in the cooking process, that is a weak
Yeah.
point for the chemicals to release. So I never air fry anything over 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Even though 375, I think, is what they say it has to be
Air
for those things
fryers,
to.
rice cookers are all either Teflon or aluminum or both. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah.
So Rose says I bought some organic toothpaste called Essential Oxygen made with coconut oil, and it's good for
So,
sensitive teeth and no fluoride.
look, my recommendation is if you switch off fluoride because if you've been using it your whole life, there's a dependency kind
Oh,
of.
I didn't know this.
Um so when you switch off of it, you can you can have serious problems. So if you're going to do that, get one that has hydroxyapatite, which is actually better
Yep.
than fluoride in the first place. That's the type I
So
use now. I used to order it from Japan, but you can get it here now.
mine has that, but it also has xylitol, which Rose
Yes.
specifically has said is toxic. So I looked into it, and it can be, but it has to be like high
Not in
doses.
a toothpaste. Yeah. You would have to like
Yeah.
swallow a bunch of it, and we're not
I'd have
doing
to
that with
look at
toothpaste.
it again to be more specific. You guys do your own research, but yeah, there is something about xylitol that can be, if used improperly, can be bad.
Yeah.
That doesn't that sound similar to fluoride though? When you talk about how fluoride is supposed to be safe, and until you find out it's in our water and in our toothpaste and everything
Yeah.
else. So like the concentration of it is the uh, problem.
Yes.
So I don't know. So
Absolutely.
so is xylitol just another type of? Is it just another? Is it a replacement or
I
is
don't
it?
worry about xylitol personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do use the hydroxyapatite, and
Mhm.
it's easy enough to obtain now that I no longer have to get on Amazon and order it from Japan. You can get it at Walmart. It's that easy now.
So I want to
There's a
look at it
few
real
there.
quick because I looked at it before and now I'm interested. Xylitol dangers. Xylitol poses significant risk to human cardiovascular health and is highly toxic to dogs.
Yeah,
Humans'
you don't want to
recent
give it to
research
pets.
from the Cleveland Clinic indicates that high levels of xylitol are associated with increased risk of heart attacks, stroke, and death. Oh, it's not the sugar or the, other
Don't swallow it.
preservatives, right? Um,
Brush your teeth, spit it out. Not a problem.
yeah, the sweetener acts as a pro, prothrombotic,
Prothrombotic. Yeah, like
prothrombotic
thrombosis, a blockage.
compound, meaning it makes blood platelets more reactive and prone to forming dangerous blood clots that can block blood flow to the heart and brain. Yeah, so
It's
I
high
don't
risk for
swallow it.
dogs.
Yeah, very high
Yeah,
risk for
keep away
dogs.
from
I don't
dogs.
swallow it. I do have a
Mm.
pill form of toothpaste. My toothpaste is a crunchable,
Little dots, yeah.
chewable tablet. Yeah.
I got some of those for
What else did
camping.
he have here? Toxic cleaning supplies. So I'm sure some of these are still in my house, but I did move to pretty much all um, uh, cleaner or non-toxic cleaning stuff like my dish detergent, my soaps, my body soaps, my shampoo conditioner, my laundry detergent, and I use concentrated vinegar with some water, vinegar water for most cleaning surfaces is what I do
Yeah, for
now.
dogs, by the way, xylitol is a very serious risk, so you definitely want to keep it away from dogs. But
Hmm.
yeah, for
Well,
humans,
that
it's not that big of a deal.
and that is freaky though because if I dropped one of those tablets or one of the,
Yeah,
if I drop one or
you don't want to do
something,
that. Yeah,
Mister Sir Lord Sproutington might find it.
keep it very carefully monitored. Yeah.
Processed foods. Now here's
Yep.
the tough
Processed
one.
foods
There's a
gone.
lot of obvious processed foods, and then there's stuff that's not so obvious. Like
Well,
I like
also
me some
that,
crackers with my soup, and crackers are a
yeah,
processed food.
that terminology is a problem.
Right.
So let's be clear. Um,
Preservatives,
pounding
maybe?
acorn, pounding acorns and simmering them in changes of water is a process.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, grinding wheat and making your own bread is a process. Boiling an egg is a process. So that becomes a problem. I prefer to say highly refined and things with a lot of preservatives, to be very, very clear. And that's showing junk food that we understand.
Right.
Donuts, French
But then,
fries, which I'm sure were cooked in seed oil.
but there's a little bowl of peanuts here. Like, why is this in the picture?
They could have seed oil. You
Yeah,
have
maybe
to read
there's
the
stuff on
ingredients
them.
on
Hmm.
everything. And technically, even peanut oil is not a healthy oil.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's not good oil. No. I use avocado oil and I could
It's
use
considered a seed
olive
oil
oil.
because of the extraction, the
Olive oil
process.
is good, but it's not good for. You can't use it for everything because of the heat,
Yeah, I
how
don't
hot.
cook olive oil.
Yeah, yeah.
My friend who runs the Middle Eastern guy that runs the market over there. Uh, he looked at me one day when I was buying some really good olive oil from there. He says, "You're not cooking with this." I said, "No, Juma, I know that. I'm not cooking with it."
I
So
have,
I
but I
use it
don't.
on salads or even in like a tuna salad if I'm making that kind of thing. Um,
Hey,
Technically,
Josh.
low temp, yes, you can cook with olive oil. I just really prefer not to. It's too risky. The smoke point is so low. And when you start heating it, you're kind of ruining the nutritional profile. It's not beneficial to heat up your olive oil. That's why we get cold pressed. So if people are making the effort to buy something that's cold pressed and they run home and they throw it in a pan and cook it, that doesn't make much sense. So, I don't know.
Sorry, I got distracted. I have a friend that popped in the chat that I went to school with. I
Oh, cool.
started sending out the link on Facebook to people's DMs, and I hope y'all are just ignore it if you can't come in. But I usually put a message like, "Hey, stop by if you can. No big deal." Some emojis, and then and some people respond like as if it's an individual message to them, and it does seem like that, and maybe that's a little bit of trickery, but at the same time, like, it does get to people a lot easier than the notifications do. Like Lila Rose, if I would have spent time to send her a direct message, she probably would have been here faster. So I started sending that out to like a whole bunch of people. You get this option to open the menu and just send it to a bunch of people, and some people have responded with things like, I'm at work, I can't do it. And he was telling me that he's like, I work all day. Like, yeah, I get it, man. People work. Not everybody works during the day, but at the same time, if you get a chance to just stop and say hi and go on
Yeah.
about your day, because everyone's looking at their phones, even like at work. I'm sorry, you may not be able to hang out and listen to and watch
Yeah.
the show and and all that, but stop in to say hi. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Josh.
So
He went back to work already.
Dollyweed's comment there. Avocado oil is perfectly good for cooking. It's not a seed oil, and
Oh,
it
I
has a
see.
very high smoke point. That's a great choice. But yeah, I just don't feel good about cooking with olive oil. I just can't do it.
I don't cook with coconut oil either. She said
There's
coconut oil is way
nothing
too
wrong with
much.
there's nothing wrong with coconut oil, you guys.
I mean, I don't
This is
use it, but I probably could. I feed it to my dogs. I give it to the dogs, and they actually have not had any flea treatment or any flea preventative or anything in 2 years because all I do is give them coconut oil. That's literally
I
the
need to
only thing.
check to see again if that's safe for cats because
Hmm.
I saw a
Okay, let's
flea
check it out.
yesterday and I went,
Oh
"Mm."
no.
It stood out. It was on Piglet. He's white. I'm all, "Aw, crap, I gotta order," and I really don't like doing those spot treatments, but there's 6 of them in here. If I don't get on top of it with something, then we have a problem. So if coconut oil is safe for them, I think
Yes,
it is.
oil
Yeah.
is coconut oil is generally safe for cats when used in small, controlled amounts, though it
Okay.
offers limited proven nutritional benefits and carries risk
Yeah,
if
that's not what we're after.
overfed. Topical
Maybe I should
use,
try coconut oil on the back of their neck instead of the spot
yeah.
treatment on the back of their neck.
So you can actually, I don't know. Well, that's a good idea, but what people have done, it looks like, and I decided not to do this, but you can rub it on their fur. But I just
Yeah.
imagine this dog or cat covered in coconut oil. Like, I'm not doing that. Put it a little bit in their food. They eat it.
Put it in if
They're
you put it in
fine.
their brush and brush it through their fur
Oh
thoroughly,
yeah,
then
that's a good
they're
idea.
not a grease
I'm
slick,
just
yeah.
imagining my hands just covered in these in hairy coconut oil.
Wow!
Like I have a husky. My hands would be covered in
Cat
hairy
jumps
coconut
on the
oil.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah, just so then it's just like sitting on your couch, just rubbing it everywhere. Nah, I'm good on that.
But when they get heated up from zooming around the house, they smell delicious.
That's true. Here you go. Oral consumption should be strictly limited to no more than 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon per day,
Oh, okay.
depending
Well,
on
that's not
cat
bad
size
then. I
to
mean, you
avoid
could give
side
them some, like,
effects.
once a week or something.
Right. It can lead to digestive upset if it's excessive,
Excess
diarrhea,
yeah,
vomiting,
excess intake, yeah.
weight gain, or
Yeah, because they're, so
pancreatitis.
with cats, especially when they're fixed, you have to watch. They will gain. I thought the males were bad until I had females. Holy cow! Batgirl she is a hefty kitty cat. So I have to watch her intake on it, and
She's a
so
big girl.
they are prone to thyroid problems when they get older. Usually, usually hyper rather than hypo. I've had that happen, but yeah.
I can get
But if
hyper
you, I mean,
sometimes.
don't give them a lot. I'm thinking to myself, maybe give them a little bit of it once a week. I'm gonna
You can't
experiment.
stomach salmon, Rose? Hemp oil's good too. Yeah, you can't stomach salmon. Oh man, salmon's so good.
I eat my
That's a
salmon
sad
raw.
story. It's a sad story. Hemp oil. Hemp oil. You could probably cook with that. I'm guessing. You can use it to.
Uh, no, actually, I mean you can, but it has a very, very low smoke point.
Oh, okay.
And
I
I
didn't know this.
researched it because I had these little packets that I got that were like, single serving of hemp oil, and I thought this would be great for camping, for cooking, and I looked it up and I was like, nope, because you can burn it really easily, and then you're in that zone of all the trans fats and everything. Yeah.
Something. Just a side note. I found that hemp microgreens are actually really, really good and good for you. Which I don't know. I would have to be pretty well off business to take on the liabilities of growing hemp as a microgreen to try and find restaurants that want to buy it and stuff.
Yeah.
So like there would be a
For small
degree of
use.
learning. Yeah, that's a good idea. That there would be a degree of like education that you'd have to push to your
Yeah.
clients or your customers. So
But
maybe it
hemp
could be
seed
cool
oil
at
is actually
events.
good for the nutrients, but yeah, you can't cook with it really.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I missed the biggest part is like the licensing and all of the problems that the hemp industry is going through right now. And I have a few friends that are constantly going to these um, at different capital meetings and different meetings for different bills and trying to talk to their
Yeah.
representatives. And they're always posting these things and they're really fighting the good fight. But it's all because they are demonizing the hemp industry now all of a sudden. And this whole thing is going to switch to pharmaceuticals pretty like very quickly, and it's going to be. I think there's some people that are trying to get it to where dispensaries can issue medication like when because it's going to be a medication. So anyway, that's a whole side thing. But yeah, I probably couldn't even get a license to just grow the microgreen hemp. You know what I mean? Like that would be
Yeah.
alone would be too expensive. Just not
Mm.
formed or just not farm raised? Oh, the salmon.
Yeah, and it's hard to get like to really get something that is not farm raised. I mean, you got to look a little harder. And then um there are some that are kind of that
Cheers.
mid
20.
ground. They're farmed but in these big enclosures in the ocean, which seemed like a better idea, but then they started saying, "Well, no, they also supplement feed them and, I don't know. Now we're into the zone of, will they color it? Okay, well, how did they color it? Well, they feed it stuff. Okay, like a flamingo. Okay, is that really a problem? I don't know. You know?
Wait, is that what happens with a flamingo?
Yeah, that's why they're yeah, if you take a flamingo out of its natural environment with its that even at the zoo they feed them a particular krill. If they don't have that in their diet, they're not pink. That's why they're
Interesting.
pink.
I wonder if you fed them like turmeric or carrots or something, would they turn orange?
Likely. Because like if you eat a lot of turmeric or carrots, you'll look orangey.
We
Yeah.
talked about Papa Smurf last week. That's such an
Yeah,
interesting.
the
Do
blue
you
guy.
guys
Yeah.
do you guys know about Papa Smurf? We got 36 people in the house. Comment below if you know Papa Smurf. I'll look it up. Look him up if you don't. Um, so we have one more story here that I actually looked through, and the rest of them are question mark. But this next one is about like little ideas on how to help clean, like vacuuming with this tiny funnel. Might be a tiny video. I don't know.
Huh. If you don't have an attachment. Excuse
So
me. Yep.
yeah, we don't need the sound, but yeah, that's kind of cool. No attachment. You can just go to the like a gas station and get a cheap little funnel,
That's a kitchen type.
kitchen funnel. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's not an oil funnel. You're right.
Only thing is you have to hold it on there. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah, that does seem kind of
Duct
annoying,
tape.
but oh, why it's playing the audio from the next video still
It's
already?
acting weird on you
What's going on?
today.
It's Mike Tyson
I didn't
talking.
do it.
Like Mike Tyson telling me about how to use a use a funnel to vacuum.
Use a funnel.
Fight for Americans' health. Oh, American. This seems relevant. Aha, action. Let's see. Let's listen to what Tyson has to say. That's interesting. Little side quest here. This is just a perfect image, like still of him. Like he just had some. He just had some lemon. Let's hear what he has to say. It's 20 seconds. Oh, that's what
Now it won't.
Millions on Gambol. That's why.
Now it's playing the next one. What is happening right now?
You need to reload your shit, man.
There's something playing somewhere.
Not it.
Is it? No, it's just when I unmute this. Okay. Now I can play it.
Our children are dying at a rapid pace, and we're drinking and eating so much sugar that's even becoming narcotic, and we're getting addicted to. We're becoming addicts before we even know it. So being addicted to sugar. Sugar's pretty much of a narcotic. So we all love sugar. I'm one of those people too. So we have to just change our pattern of eating in order to be really the strongest country in the world.
He's right. I mean,
yeah, short and sweet, literally, and I think he's right.
No pun intended.
Right. Yeah, no pun intended. Now we got Mike Tyson and we got some titties. I don't know what's happening here, but I don't know if the next video.
Holy cow!
Okay, yeah, it happened to her before or something. Anyway, that's a clickbait right there. But yeah, Mike is he's been making the rounds. Although people, I don't know if anyone trusts him anymore after that sham of that spectacle he put on with Jake Paul. I didn't watch it. I watched parts of it, but I think almost everyone universally agrees that he was pulling his punches and he was just not actually fighting for real. And it is sad.
I don't like. Yeah. I don't like deception for like any reason. If he deserves
what is happening?
what
Just
now?
refresh. It was playing the vacuum video again.
Oh my god. So
Facebook, wake up.
In order for let me say it this way. In order for you to deserve it, you have to earn it. To earn it, you got to work for it. Let him work for it. If he doesn't earn it, if he's not strong enough to take it, then he doesn't deserve to have it. Like, what are we even doing? If you want to hand it off, just do a ceremony and hand it off and give him an honorary. Here you go.
They wouldn't have made. He wouldn't have made. What was it? 20 million if they did that.
But it's bullshit.
I don't see. I mean, okay. Obviously, I'm not Mike, so I don't know his finances. I just feel like he doesn't seem like he would be someone who's doing like terribly financially to be like, let me ruin my entire credibility to make this 20 mil, you know?
He could live like a god on half his royalties for the rest of his life along with his family. There's no way he needed it.
You just thinking about the hit to your reputation, your credibility, your legacy, so many things that are way longer term, longer lasting than money, you know? Just wow. Anyway,
side note,
side thing.
Side note, Dollyweed, make sure that it's just monk fruit, and you're gonna have to hunt for that because most of them are mixed with erythritol. So we're back in that zone of another sweetener, like an alcohol, sugar. So we're back in that zone of how is it processed? What was the extraction method? You know, what did it like? I mentioned this before. I don't use stevia products anymore because of that. What was called into question was the process by which they are creating the end product. It is no longer a stevia leaf. So if you can find one that you know for sure is just monk fruit, awesome. But most of them have erythritol. Yeah.
It's like and
That's just
other.
if you want to be extra conscientious. That's the info.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely check it out. Do your own research, but sounds
Yeah.
like you might want to look at the container, I guess. Um, yeah, it's crazy how they co-opt the name of something and then they just say like, the primary ingredient is this, but and other like with other ingredients or with an
And
added.
allulose is being mentioned there, and yeah, that's allulose is the one that I use, but even that in extreme moderation, which is fine because it tastes almost identical to white sugar, cane sugar. So, like, you don't need to load up with a lot because, like, how, like with saccharin and stevia, it's the tiniest amount, and then it's like, it's too sweet, right? So
Mm,
allulose doesn't do that. It's just a normal sort of, but I don't use it daily. I don't use a lot of it because I'm not even 100% sure about that. Because if you get too much allulose in your system, it can upset your stomach too. So caution with that. But yeah, that actually is on my approved list. It will not spike your blood sugar, and there's no like
hmm.
carb concerns, that kind of thing.
It doesn't spike the blood sugar. That's huge.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
so
carnivore.
Lila Rose says it's learned it's hard to find a good agave sticking with honey.
Will not
Um,
touch agaves. No, no agave.
not good.
They market it as being low glycemic index. That's a lie, first of all. Secondly, it doesn't take very much to upset your stomach and send you running.
Oh,
And there are some other things that, yeah,
a little
I
cleaning out,
don't.
maybe. What's up, Bean? What is that thing in your hand, Tala? She's gonna smoke at any second.
So
Like
I'm
this.
I have hypermobility syndrome. The diagnosis is official now. And I'm in physical therapy for it, and I'm having a very challenging, tired muscle day. I don't know why. So this is what's called proximal stability, if you lean on stuff. So that's what's going on today. My core
I
is very
noticed it.
tired.
I just didn't think about asking you about it.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I
I
just
didn't
am.
want to be insensitive, and ask you about it,
No, it's
like
one of my
Bean did.
walking sticks. I use this one when I'm doing some of my 16th century fencing positions practice, and also for the
Uh,
broomstick exercises, for what
yeah,
they
she got
call
to
shoulder
scratch the old
dislocation.
back.
Terrible name. It's like
Got to get his back
it's one of my
scratching there.
favorites. But yeah, it's
Kind of
good for
looks like
leaning
a
on.
bird could perch on the top of it.
Maybe
You could
when
hold the
I'm
hand.
when I'm practicing my wizardry.
Yeah, put some kind of
But yeah,
crystal on
it's one
there
of
and
those days where I'm like,
cheers, Bean.
that's a full breath. I'm struggling. Yeah.
He said,
So
"Interesting.
my
I like
PT
the
is
handle."
tomorrow.
He
Yeah.
likes the handle.
Yeah, it's cord wrapped. It's kind of a cool one. My PT is tomorrow, so we're going to be talking about a few things because
Fire in
my
the holes.
lats are weak. My lats are not strong enough, and so we were on the slant board doing the range of motion for, follow through on the pull up range of motion, but uh everything else was sore, but not my lats. I'm not engaging my lats. I can't feel them. I can't tell. This is the problem with hypermobility. So first thing tomorrow morning when I go in there, I have to tell them, I need you to like put your thumb into that muscle so I know where it is. Like show me where the muscle is. Explain to me how this should feel and make sure my form is right because I can't tell. Yeah.
If someone puts pressure on the muscle, can you feel it more?
Yeah. So like if they do that and do something that puts, some kind of movement or, creates a little bit of contraction in that muscle, then I can get a feel for it. And after that, I can kind of work on it. They had me do one that was a quad exercise. You just lay on your back and you put like an inflatable ball under one leg. You have the other one just straight. And you're supposed to press down with that leg into the inflated ball. And she tells me it's for quads. And I looked at her and I went, okay, we need to talk about it because that's not where I'm feeling it.
Oh,
Oh, help. I'm like, I'm feeling hamstring and glute, you know?
hmm.
So, because with hypermobility, you default to the muscle that's easier to engage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem with some exercises where you might think you're working one thing, but depending on the exercise, you'll lean on or use another muscle as a crutch,
Yeah.
like the sit ups. If you do open sit up, actually any kind of sit ups, it's very easy to lean on your legs by like throwing your knees up, throwing your legs out as you're sitting up because it you're getting a little momentum as you're doing it,
And it's really not
or
an
your
ab
head.
exercise.
Right, yeah, or your head and your legs at the
Yeah.
same time, and you're trying to skip over the abs as much as possible.
Sit-ups are, as long as your back can handle it, are actually very efficient for the quads,
Hmm.
believe it or not. I didn't know this until that year training with Dimitri the first year, and I had worked my quads really hard, and then I went to do my sit-ups, and I went, "Ugh," and I couldn't. My quads hurt so bad, I couldn't do
Hmm.
a sit-up. I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, he had said, "We need to make your legs strong," and I was like, "We're talking about sit-ups, what are you talking about?"
Hmm.
Yeah, they're not for your abs in the first place.
So I have a story that I don't think I've told, at least not very much. It's kind of embarrassing, but I was in the military. I was in, I believe this was when I was in basic training, probably the best shape of my life, and I could not for the life of me get the sit-ups, get enough sit-ups. And the reason they found out once I get to the point where they put me in a group of like people remedially working on a specific thing in order to pass the PT test. Well, I got the push-ups, the run. I was in the A group of running, like one of the like the highest group. Not just like I wouldn't be up there with the highest guys because there's a couple guys that were just in animals on the running, like skinny rail dudes that are just 11 minutes for 2 miles or whatever, or not 11 minutes, but 6 minute. I forget what their fastest time was, but it was just crazy, like a 5 minute mile, 4 minute mile. Um, the the thing that was found out or figured out because of this is one of the guys, one of the sergeants that was working with me on this. Um, he says, he ended up having me do them the other way around because what was happening is that we do push-ups first and then the sit-ups. And for me, I was either doing too many push-ups or my form with when I do push-ups, I try one of the biggest things I work on is form. And there's no sagging anywhere. Like I'm a straight board as I'm doing the push-ups, and I usually go down, all the way and all the way back up. And some people try to shortcut some of that stuff and still get through, and
Yeah.
actually they count. But anyway, it turned out that one exercise I was doing was using up too much of my abs because you do get kind of a full body workout with push-ups. And
Yeah.
so I had to do the sit-ups first, and then I passed. So kind of a weird story, but it was just something
The
like,
order does make a difference, yeah. I told you I stopped them in my first appointment at PT this time because they were walking me through exercises, and I went, "This is supposed to be reevaluation.
right.
If you're gonna take measurements, why are you wearing my muscles out first?"
You're all
It's like,
sweating. You're like, is the evaluation done yet?
"Now that your muscles are tired, let's see how strong your muscles are." What?
You're not the evaluation hasn't started yet. You're not tired enough.
Yeah.
That's probably
So,
somewhat
yeah, I
true
mean,
though. They need you to be somewhat stressed, right, to evaluate.
there's efficient ways to, well, no, basically what it was is they call it a reevaluation appointment, but they weren't planning to do that. And I was like, okay, but to that point, it's been 13 weeks. So yes, we should do that because we need to make sure that we're working on what we're supposed to be working on and make this efficient. And after consulting with me and doing the measurements, he agreed that, yeah, we need to focus this a little more. And I said, yeah, that's exactly right. So let's not just hammer through the same things we've already done because I can do that stuff at home.
Right.
We need to get very targeted.
Did you say
So,
told you so?
yeah, in my head.
Son of a. So,
I
okay.
You know what? I'm very professional at managing my own health conditions. I know what I'm doing as far as guiding where it should go. It's just I'm not a trained PT, And so I can tell you what's happening and what I need to fix or work on, but I need you to tell me how we're going to do that. And so I'm a little bit different of a patient. Most people come in there, they have no clue. And
Mhm.
most of them come in there very
You want
weak.
handheld and just walk through it and
Yeah. And I walked in the door and went, yeah, I'm not the housewife who needs to mop the floor. I'm not struggling with that stuff. I'm an athlete.
right.
So I'm an athlete off my game and I need you to fix me. And they were like,
Oh,
okay.
that's one thing that sucks about the general medical like uh, baseline that they want to put everybody in, and that goes for all sorts of things like testosterone levels and whatever your
Yeah.
fat index. And I had lung tests done for some of my disability because they did cause me like some issues because I had sinus surgery and all this stuff, and it was
Oh, yeah.
because some of it was because the VA did not diagnose me properly, and so I got in there for all that. But anyway, my point is, they tested my lung capacity and everything, and it was like above average, this and that. But I'm like, it's just like right at the line, right above what's acceptable, and I'm going. I know I had much better than that. Like they can't test that part. They're just testing me at some base level of like just like surviving humans and not like seeing at how much I actually did lose because of whatever the issues.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's
I still
key.
have like you can
Okay.
tell I still have pretty decent lung capacity. I've been getting
Right.
back into cardio and stuff, and obviously sometimes I'll take a big rip or something, and people that are watching a lot of times they can't do that anymore,
Yeah.
and I don't expect to do that my whole life. Definitely transitioning to FICO, which I did the other day.
This
FICO
is
is an oil. Go ahead.
this is an important point because I'm looking at the chat here. So
Hmm.
I used to do cardio and lift weights, and my body is so messed up now I can barely bend over to pick something up, put dishes away. I'm just in pain. So, Lila Rose, I have a question. How long has it been since you were able to do all of that stuff? Like years? How many years? How long has it been? I'm curious. Because and while I'm waiting for the answer, I'll tell you why I'm asking. So, um, your baseline is not last week or a month ago. Your baseline is I used to lift, I don't know, 50 pounds on a barbell. You see what I'm saying? And so, if you're talking 30 years ago, well, you might say walking into a PT place, I want to get back to as much of that as I can. But if it was 3 years ago, you walk in the door and say, I lift, okay? I am a home athlete, however you want to put it. I lift, I run, I do this stuff. But for the last couple of years, I haven't been able to. I need to get back to my baseline, which is active and strong.
Hmm.
You have to be able to advocate for yourself and push that point. No, this is my normal, is to be able to hike a trail, right? Because otherwise, they will look you up and down, like with me, and go, body fat percentage a little bit high. You just need to be able to walk around the grocery store and mop
Good
your floor.
enough.
You're good. Yeah, it's not good enough. So you got to be able to advocate for yourself in that regard. So, just like I would say, even if it's something in the last 5 years, just walk in there and say, you know what? I should be lifting. I was lifting. That was my norm. That's what I need back. See? And just tell them, I don't want basics. I don't just want to be able to pick something up off the floor, but that's my start point because I can't do that right now. Make
Right.
sure they know that your goal is past that.
Past
Otherwise,
basics.
they'll just cut you short. They'll go, "Okay, good."
Neck is completely fused, Rose, so you don't have any
Okay.
movement. Oh wow. Yeah, I knew a
Mm.
guy that had his neck fused when he was 19, and he told me they had some kind of surgery that could fix it. And I
Even
obviously,
without it, it's just do the most with what you've got. You know what I mean? Like you still can benefit from PT. Don't ever sell yourself short on that. Physical
mm,
therapy is amazing, But you just got to walk in the door and tell them what your goals are, and then ask them, uh, how can you not even say how much can I do? Don't even ask them what's my limit. Don't limit yourself. Don't let them limit you. You walk in and say, let's do the most I can with with what I've got. 15 years.
She
Okay.
can't lift. Now the chart says no, nothing over 5 pounds.
Okay, so the thing I would say is this, that I watched my buddy Kyle, who is, yes, extremely physically fit and a little younger than me.
Mm.
But here's what I saw after his stroke. This was 1% survival rate. Clot busting drug, thank God he got through it. But
Wait,
what
what?
I've
What
never
busting?
seen, clot busting drug.
Oh, clot busting. I
Yeah.
thought you said something else. Go on.
So what I've never seen happen before is somebody set their intention on, I am going home. Okay? Not to the transitional rehab, home. 1 week. I've never seen anybody do that. So, yes, going into it, the reason he could is because his fitness level was very high. But where people drop off from this is not just their current fitness level, it is their decision that doctor says I'm not going to recover.
Right.
Okay.
Pre.
F that doctor. You decide what you're going to do. I don't care if it's you decide I'm going to run a marathon when I recover from this, and maybe it takes you 20 years, and maybe you drag yourself through half the marathon walking. I don't care what it is. Set that intention, you see.
Mhm.
So whatever's going on, I watched him with this guy who's buff and lean and strong, right? You're going to lose some muscle. You're going to atrophy a bit. I watched him build muscle with a 10-pound limitation. Can you imagine? He lifts heavy. He's physically fit. You can see all the muscles cut and everything, and he can't lift more than 10 pounds. I would lose my freaking mind.
Yeah, that
But
would
you know what
suck.
he did? So, like, slow reps and isometrics holds and stuff like that is good, but also he just did a lot of reps.
Hmm.
So here's the thing, if you can lift 5 pounds, start working with even a 2-pound dumbbell if you
Hmm.
haven't been lifting 5 pounds, okay?
Yep.
Get some egg weights that are 1 pound, you guys, and carry those around.
Her
So you
superficial
do what you're
nerves
able
pop.
and work up from there. Yeah.
Her superficial nerves pop to the surface of her skin when when
Interesting.
when I do something stressful. Hmm. Like it hurts, starts to hurt to
I'm
do
gonna have to
something.
look that up.
Yeah, that sounds intense. I know you've mentioned things about it before, but I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know all the
The
details.
human body functions
Unbiased
on
syndrome.
we function on stress. Everything is stress. Sitting up and standing up is stress. Your blood pressure responds to stress, but only if you let it. So if you lay around all day, we've seen, you know, these TV shows with people that are 5, 6, 700 pounds. How does that happen? Because they stop. So
I can't imagine.
little stressors, stand up from a chair, sit down again, stand up from a chair, sit down again. Starting to feel like too much at maybe 5 times. Okay, rest a minute. Those little things make a difference. Yeah, that's where
Diane
I started.
says physical therapy let me go. Said there was nothing they could do for me. Wow.
Get a different place,
Hmm.
those jerks.
Yeah. Like those
Ask for a referral
places,
somewhere else.
they should be open to. If everything they normally try doesn't work, they should be open to trying different, like new things, or not necessarily new techniques, but like thinking outside the box. I guess is maybe the best way to say it. Um,
Research, research, research. That's how I felt. Like, I kept going back to my doctor saying, I hate these people. The guy looks bored. He doesn't know what he's doing. I want to work on my lats. You know what he does? He goes and he finds a broomstick like this and gets a resistance band and sets me up with a chair in a doorway. And I'm like, hey, Ellis, is there some reason we're doing this with the resistance band? Like, is there an advantage or a reason over and above, like, the lat pull down with weights that I have at home? And he goes, He shrugged me. He shrugged.
Wow, that's
And
messed
in my
up.
head, I'm screaming, "You're so fired!" Yeah.
I only had
It
one
makes me angry because
situation.
everybody's dealing with this stuff, and,
Hmm.
like, you gotta advocate for yourself because the doctor won't do it automatically. You gotta say, "You know what?
Hmm.
I want more. Find me
More than
more."
that, yeah. And sometimes you like you do get that sometimes if you push harder for things. Now, I've just always been the type that I don't like to cause a scene and get all shitty like at a restaurant. Oh, this is terrible. You take this back and give me something, give me the better thing, or do it right or whatever. I know people that do that, and I've seen situations like that where the person's just making a scene and they end up getting what they want. And like and it happens in the medical industry too. Like you keep pushing your doctor enough, but I think to the point of my conversation here, this is the something I talk to myself all the time about. Like, is it worth speaking up about? And this is, if my steak isn't quite done the way I want, but it's edible, that's not a thing worth speaking up about. If like sometimes you get something
Not if you're
wrong,
hungry right now.
yeah, like what I mean is like hey, your health, advocating for your health is worth pushing back against, pushing and maybe making a
Yeah.
little stink over it. Who's your,
This
you know,
is, like, I almost wanna say self-advocacy. No, it's not quite the tops because
mm,
I have to start with the client. I have to say, "What's your mindset? Like, do you understand your own value?" I gotta start there. But let's say this, self-advocacy is number 2 on that list of what you gotta learn, okay? And it's because nobody knows how to do this. Nobody taught me, I had to teach myself. That's why I do what I do, and I've been doing this for over a decade now. And it it it's heartbreaking to see that, like, a therapist had me doing a plank and messed up my shoulder. That was a that was a shitty therapist. Okay, so if your shoulders are not strong enough, because 'cause I'm doing a planks challenge this month. I've got
oh,
people doing planks every day.
I
But
didn't know about
my
it.
challenges yeah, my challenges are, like, you can jump in anytime. Just make sure you do at least 1 plank every day. It's the consistency. So
I do
my
squats
challenges are
every day.
customizable. If you can do 5 seconds and only do an incline plank, hello, you don't have to do them on the floor. Whether it's elbows, straight armed, don't care how you do it or for how long. It's the consistency because I'm not trying to hurt people. You don't
Hmm.
have to do a 2-minute, 3-minute plank.
Yeah,
If you
you're
can
not
do 30
competing.
seconds, awesome. If you can do 10, awesome, right? So if a therapist put you in a position where you injured yourself in a session in
Mhm.
particular, I mean, that's lawsuit territory
Yeah.
because they're the evaluator.
Well, and that kind of contradicts what you said earlier, but at the same time, I understand because you want them to push you hard, like you want them to push you to your degree of capability, but on their end, sometimes they, excuse me, sometimes they push you so tiny amounts because they don't want to have that lawsuit that you just spoke of. You know what
It's
I mean?
it's not them
Sometimes
pushing
that,
you. It's not them pushing you. It's you figuring out what you are capable of.
right,
And
self-evaluation. Yeah, yeah,
you're pushing yourself. But there is like a good therapist will first thing tell you discomfort is okay.
not go
Maybe a
until you
little bit
have
in the
an
zone of
injury.
ache. If there's aches afterwards, okay. Sore muscles, okay. Sharp pain, stop. Every time. Sharp pain means stop because that's a warning of damage. And you shouldn't be hurting for several days. Sore muscles a day or 2 later, fine. But, the connective tissues, that's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Lila Rose, it sounds like you have some kind of specialty, like some kind of very rare thing that maybe should be studied somewhere in some kind of, with some scientists, and maybe you can get them to pay you to study you.
Interesting. Yeah.
Show me the money, baby.
I
Tell
mean,
them, hey,
that
hey.
could be yeah, I know. That could be related to the same kind of thing. Collagen structures are designed to protect all kinds of things in your body. And if your body cannot handle collagen correctly, then something weird like that could happen. Yeah, that's interesting.
My mom has vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, vertigo. That's one thing that I hope to never have, and wish no one had it.
Epley maneuver.
Say again.
Epley maneuver.
Is that where you flip up, like you stand upside down on your head?
Yeah, the whole like you lay with your head back and turn it to I think it's the affected side, and then sit up. I had to
Huh.
do it. I had it
Interesting.
happen. So like that it was one of my indicators that I have hypermobility. That's very common. I've had it happen multiple times.
Vertigo. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had one day I sat up and I went, "Holy, what the?" And I almost fell over on the bed. I'm like, and I had been laying down in a funny position with my head draped, like looking at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I did it to myself. And
Wonder
I'm staggering around going, "What?" I couldn't walk. So I grabbed my phone and I opened Grok and I put it in voice mode. This was early Grok.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I believe the crystals in my ears are in the wrong place. I have vertigo really bad. I need you to verbally talk me through the Epley maneuver."
Oh
And it
wow.
did.
Glad it didn't say. And then you get your cooking oil and grab the pan. And you
Dude, it
heat
was
up.
so bad I couldn't see. I couldn't read. I had to put it in voice mode. I couldn't read. That's what Grok has done for me.
You saw someone do it on TV, Rose, and you
I knew
figured it
about
out
it,
that
yeah.
way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, vertigo and
Yeah,
VR
it
do
works.
not mix. VR headsets and vertigo will not mix because it gives you vertigo for someone who doesn't have vertigo until your brain gets used to it. And then even then, there's certain games that are like, nope, like this roller coaster game. I can't even think about playing it before I feel sick. I'm like, "Mwah." But I can play a lot of other things where I don't even feel like you can't. The weirdest thing, not like your feet not doing anything in the game, and so you could be jumping up and down. And oh, you know what? This is a side note and a very sad story. I I smacked one of the what do you call the thing around the light bulb on the chandelier, like the protective like glass, like a little
Oh,
dome,
glow?
kind of a
Yeah.
globe around each light around my ceiling fan chandelier kind of thingy in my living
Oh,
room, and each one of the lights has a little glass like glow, like you can reach into the globe to change the light bulb, but it's like a cut
right.
like around. Anyway, point is, I smacked my hand into it. Didn't hurt myself, but just I heard this shatter, and I was like, "Oh no!"
God.
What I was doing exactly, specifically, was reaching behind me to pull another arrow out of my quiver, Tala. And I was about to take out a goblin with my arrow, and instead
I
of
told
pulling
you
an
that thing
arrow
was
out,
gonna be dangerous.
yeah, well, having my ceiling fan low like that, or not low, but like in my reach when I'm jumping up and doing things in the game, any kind of reaching or, throwing motion, puts my hand up a little bit too high. And yeah,
You
I,
know, I don't know, I'm just like, I keep going back to what Lila Rose has added here. Have you been evaluated for hypermobility? That's the next question. Arms go to sleep when I'm standing. Arms not crossed or anything.
Don says, what do I need to do for vertigo? I took meds.
Epley maneuver.
So that, yeah, it's called Epley maneuver, and maybe we could find a video on it.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. Yeah.
And I don't see why we couldn't play that.
There's
Maybe.
practitioners can do it. Like you could even call your primary and say, "Hey, do you know how to do the Epley maneuver?" They should know how. Um, you can do it yourself. It's just a little easier if you can relax and let somebody else do it. But
EPLEY is
yeah,
the spelling, guys. Oh, I wonder if I'd get
yeah,
copyright claimed on this.
BPPV. That's what I get. Benign something something
What if we
vertigo.
do this? So there are ways around it. We can like talk about it as we go through the video, and I can change the speed. Playback speed. We'll take it a little slower. Okay, the Epley maneuver. So I don't know if he
So
talks.
this is a demonstration
Oh,
of
he
the
does.
Epley
Okay.
maneuver for a patient that has a problem with their right ear. First thing you're going to do
Right,
is
the right ear. Actually, I
There's
have
a
a
way to,
problem with my
like, you
right
have to
ear.
look up and figure out, like, if it seems like everything is going this direction, there's a specific way that you're supposed to turn your head, depending on which way things seems like things are spinning. You can look that up online.
rotate the patient's head 45 degrees to the affected side, then
Affected
rapidly
side.
lower them back, having their head extended over the edge of the bed by 30 to 60 degrees.
By the way, he's talking funny because I slowed it down in case anyone's not sure. How many goblins does it take to remove a light bulb, Cullen? It comes out of nowhere
And I
suddenly
had
with
to do the
a
maneuver
great
3
one.
times before it finally stopped.
Cullen, are you on the wheel? Let's see. Yeah, you are.
Sometimes once works, but yeah.
Now we're going to wait for
So just to clarify, he said the guy was sitting up first, turned his head before laying him
And then
back.
lay back.
Yeah. I don't know if that matters,
approximately
but
30 seconds to 1 minute for the patient's symptoms to resolve when they're facing the right ear, the affected ear in this case, to the ground. Then we're going to move their head 45 degrees to the opposite side, in this case, the left side.
when does he pop his neck?
After waiting 30 to 60 seconds in this position, we're going
He
to
looks happy.
rotate the entire patient's body, including their head, over again 90 degrees to the left.
It didn't fall off.
We're going to ask them to hold this position once more for 30 to 60 seconds, and then slowly have them return to an upright seated position with their head locked in to that 45-degree turn to the left side while looking down. This helps prevent repositioning of the stone. Then we're going to have them rest in this position for another 30 to 60 seconds before returning to normal.
That's why I had to repeat it. I went too fast the first time I did it. And it works. Yeah.
So Cullen said, how many goblins does it take to remove a light bulb? And then Rose says, that was a Polish joke, Cullen. And I said, don't worry, I am Polish. So my mother's maiden name was Tadlock. So if you heard a Polish name before, that's definitely one. That's amazing. Well, there you go, guys. If you have issues, you can go and watch this yourself, or you could see it here. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, okay, it's about that time. Where are we at here? The next one is funny. I read this right as you were talking about being a trained professional, because in the next thing it says, I'm a trained professional. It was like at exactly the same time as you were saying that. I read that. I was like, whoa. This one, it's only 13 seconds. We can hit this one real quick. I'm a trained professional by Scrap.
The back door first, right? All right. They work pretty good, don't they?
Works with old cars.
Yeah, that doesn't work with all cars. All right,
Won't work with the new ones. You ain't gonna get away with that on my Outback.
Yeah, I gotta check out the next one here from Jake Bagwell, Genius. Giving some
Before
oxygen.
you pull that nose hair.
Say again.
Before you pull that nose hair below the video.
Oh, down here. Oh, okay. We gotta check that out next. But this is just like if you're a fisherman, if you're going fishing this summer, you need to keep the fish, like keep them alive, keep oxygen in the water. They just set up a little tube, or you could probably run like a, oxygen rock or a air stone or whatever. Now all I want to know about is the nose hair. So before you oh, he looks serious too.
Most people see nose hair as annoying, ugly, or something that needs to be removed. But your body put it there for a reason. Every time you breathe through your nose, you're inhaling dust, pollen, pollution, pet dander, and other particles you can't even see. Your nose here acts like the first security guard. It helps trap many of those particles before they travel deeper into your respiratory system. It also works together with mucus and tiny microscopic filters inside your nose to help clean the air you breathe. If a hair is sticking out and it bothers you, trim it. That's fine. But before you start
That's
pulling
fine.
out every
Now
nose
my
hair
nose
you see,
itches.
remember this. That little hair has been helping protect every breath you take your entire life. It may not look important, but your nose hair has been doing a job for you every single day.
All right, dude. You didn't
He's
show me
right.
any.
And
You didn't.
you know why it's being addressed is
Why?
because there are these videos now of people doing wax and ripping it out. That is the worst thing you could do. That's just like, ow.
Yeah.
No.
So I will be honest. I have an attachment on my trimmer that does,
Trim.
and but I can't say the last time I used it because I like he was saying, I if one is sticking out and it's bothering me, I might trim just around the outside edges and around the
That's all you
the
should do.
entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try not to trim it all out.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't take it all out.
Taking your son down for procedure now, Rose. Should be a few hours. Very good. Well,
Okay.
let's everybody send some prayers and some good vibes and all the best
Yeah.
kinds of thoughts. Everything should be pretty good. Rose has had this before done, so hopefully be pretty quick and easy. Lemon squeezy,
Yeah.
Rose. Yeah. Okay. So I do have my son here, so I better wrap it up here. But let's see. I'm a trained professional genius is the
Tired
last thing we
today.
ended on. You're tired, you said?
Yeah, I'm very like, I don't know, I'm just like, I don't think I slept deeply. I think I kept waking up.
Well, this is my last dad day before I'm kid free for a week. Since we're at summer break, we do a little bit different, and then I've got a kayaking trip coming up, so I need a movie montage of like get fit, Tala. I need to I've been working, I've been doing as much as I can, but with my son all week, like we're just out and doing things, and I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. I haven't really been working out per se,
Got
but
planks with us.
I'll do some planks, but I want to know: do you think it's okay if I do planks where I'm on the elbows and move
Yeah.
up to the arms,
Oh
move
yeah.
back to the
Whatever
elbows,
type you
move up
can.
to the arms, back and forth while you can? Is that still considered planking, or is that something
Yeah.
else altogether?
Oh yeah.
Well, if you continually transfer or transition back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the wheel here. So I do have to do a couple more
I was doing
grades.
those for a while. I just right now I'm in load management because I've got a flare of tendonitis over here, so I
Hey,
have to be
Trent.
careful.
Welcome in, Trent. Welcome in. All right, guys. If you're on Rumble, you're commenting, you're happy, you know it. Hit me with some hashtags. Hit me with something. Yeah, the
I guess
kayaking trip, Tala, 6 to 8 hours of cruising down the hot, 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 hot river. And I'm not one.
jealous.
I'm not one to go and I'm not jumping in. Like my legs will get wet, and I might get splashed on, but I don't jump in the river. Not
Yeah.
I don't have any desire for that. I might even get up
Risky.
to like my shorts in the river, but I don't. There was the 2 years ago I did get dumped in up to my chest because of this log that I hit, and there was like a little rapid kind of right next to the log, enough to
I had
swing me
that happen.
sideways, and it's I hit it head on. I was trying to get around it, but the rapid it wasn't that big of a rapid, but you know what I mean by a little like an extra strong current right there, and
Yep.
it twisted me to the side. So then it was like T-boning with this log, and just flipped me over and poured
I
me
was
out
in
like a
a
fucking teapot.
I was doing a canoe trip down the Illinois when I lived in Oklahoma, and the guy that I was dating at the time, he should have known better because he's been in a canoe
Hey,
before,
Alice.
just like the rest of us. But there's a lot of snags, and it's fairly low water because they don't send out the rubber rafts from that place in low water. They use those for high water. So we're in canoes, and there was a bend and a big log, and so I managed to get us turned because you really don't want to hit it, T-bone like that. So
Right.
I managed to get us turned where we were coming at it sideways. But what does he do? He plants his paddle against it and pushes. He capsized us. Like so fast I couldn't even scream, just what? Under. And the rest of our party behind us in the other canoe, they see me come up and grab the edge of the canoe, and they're coming at me, and they had had a similar incident several weeks earlier, and somebody had broken ribs out of it, and they're telling me, "Move, move, move," and I'm like, "Sh." So I let go right when they impacted our canoe, which shifted it, the ridge on the bottom, so that
Yeah.
slammed straight into my quads. So I'm now in
Ouch.
cold water, completely surprised by the incident. My legs are cramping up because they hurt, and I can't touch bottom, it's over my head, and I am going into shock. I'm like, "What the hell?" So, I was like I reached for him because he's tall, and I'm like, "You gotta get me to the shore." And his glasses disappeared. He didn't even get those back.
Oh
All
no.
because he went
Those can be pricey too. Wow. Yeah, something I juggle, like I have trouble with during these trips is because I'm trying to use it for content for my review show, and
Mhm.
now and actually more recent like this year, maybe the end of last year, I started using all this content I'm building up for one review show. I end up with all these pictures and videos that I don't post individually, and so, but now, the last year or so, I've been doing that more. Like I can just take those
Yeah.
clips that I usually show on the show, like, hey, I have all this. So, but now, but what I'm saying, the struggle part is being kayaking and making sure I'm not like gonna hit the rapids or hit like go, hit something or get beached or whatever, while also trying to record stuff and get
You got a
um
GoPro or something, right?
no,
Oh,
no pro. But
okay.
you know what I do
That's what you
have?
need.
I know, but I don't like just for the one trip every year. I don't want to do that. But I do have some things I could do. Like I could take this
Huh,
and it hooks like my phone could be right
okay.
there. Now I don't know how long I'd want to do that going down the river, but I could do that for a while. My phone has like I have this case for my phone that makes it waterproof too. It has like a lanyard on it and everything, but that
I
probably
wanna
wouldn't
try to
fit in
get
this thing.
I
Maybe it
wanna
would.
try to get a GoPro, even if it's, just a lower end model that's maybe getting outdated if I can score one before I go back to Yosemite, because that's the one regret is I don't have footage from climbing the cable section. You gotta put your
Oh
device
yeah.
away, you gotta have your hands, so, I
A
would like to get a
GoPro would be
GoPro so that I
nice.
can just go click.
I had one that was older that somebody gave me that just kind of didn't really work right, so I'd have to buy a
Yeah.
new one. But I would
I'm gonna be cruising eBay.
what would be even better, that I don't know how much it costs, but one of these drones that I wouldn't have to control, but you can set them to follow you
My
and
brother has one.
record. Oh, really? So like you can go jogging or whatever, and it will
Yeah.
like just kind of hover around them.
The thing is, in a national park, you can't fly drones.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, this is like a public river, so Mackinac River. I hope I could do it there, but then I wonder, I'd be like worried about it hitting a tree or something as it's
Yeah.
floating around me. Like I don't know how good they are as far as
There are
keeping themselves out of
varieties that
danger.
can take a dunk, and they can come right back up out of the water.
Ooh, well that's like
There are
full on
some that
drone.
yeah.
I'm not talking about $1,500 drone. I just want one that will hold my phone and hover around me. That's all
Oh,
I want.
okay, yeah,
Like the
no,
bare
yeah.
bare minimum. But maybe I'll look into that. Anyway, let's get going here. I think everybody is on the wheel. Oh, Rose, I don't think I got you though.
Yeah, they're not as pricey as they used to be. When they first came out with those and demonstrated you could throw it in water and it would come out and fly, I was like, "I need that," and then I saw the price tag.
Colin, I don't have everybody's states memorized. I don't know what state you're in, but if you're not that far away, man, it would be fun to take a trip to go on a river somewhere far away. Um,
Definitely.
I did that as a kid. I've told the story before, but I went whitewater rafting with like on this raft with like 6 people on the raft.
I haven't
That was
done
pretty
that yet.
cool.
My
Yeah.
brother has.
The guide got bumped out. Like the guy was in the front. We hit this rock. She got flung out of the boat. Luckily, we were able to get her back in. Yeah, like hey, you're supposed to be helping us here. Don't go. Don't go. Come back.
Apparently, my nephew got tossed out, and you're supposed to
Oh
face
wow.
downstream so you can see what's coming at you. But yeah, he was having trouble with that. He was backwards, and it's not the easiest thing.
Rose, that sucks. She said they pushed the procedure back to tomorrow.
Oh,
And he's just in these like agonizing headache migraines and
oh
headaches.
man.
What's that? Well, hopefully, either way, if they when they get to it, hopefully it's very uneventful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, so I got see 17 days. What do you think the best thing besides planks? I don't not just planks. Oh no, it's I just heard the clouds outside. Or I
One of
just
my
heard like
walking
a
sticks
thunder.
gone.
Just like a thunder just erupted in the sky. I can hear it. Not thunder, but yeah, rolling thunder.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess I'm not going outside today. I got a bunch of trees
Come
to
on,
cut
good
down,
job.
but it's been raining a
Good
lot.
job. Get out there.
Yeah, it's been raining a ton. I just don't want to get up there in the rain with my electric chainsaw in a tree in a storm. Not just a rain, but the storm.
Yeah,
Kyle.
I guess Dawn came in after we were talking about it. I'm leaning on it today because it's proximal stability. I'm just having a difficult day with the hypermobility, so
It
yeah.
helps to ground you a little
Congrats,
bit.
Kyle.
Are you here, Kyle? Kyle might not be here. I haven't seen him comment in a little while. Little while, Kyle. Kyle, it's 4:20. Kyle, where are you? He pops up if you say if it's around that time. Yeah, storm's coming, Alice. Thank you. It's definitely coming.
Yeah.
I'll give you just a little bit here, Kyle. Kyle's not a subscriber. He cannot get a tag, but gets a good, give him a 30 seconds. There's something else I was going to say. Oh, the game that we played. I created a new game. I call it Baked Potato, and we played it once. But until I get the internet right, we can't really play it to its full potential. But what happens is you get it was like 20 seconds to name like and I was coming up with this off the top of my head, but I was like, name me, 6 different fruits or 6 different insects or fish or like all these just different things that we should know pretty quick and easy. But it's like you have a brain fart when you're on screen and and being on the spot and everything. And so my whole like the whole thing I was trying to do was trying to make people have brain farts while they are trying to come up with the whatever it is. Like I still can't believe Chris missed it. I asked him for 8 different words or different phrases for weed. I don't like to call it weed, but like I said, weed doesn't count. But there's like 30. Like there's so many. Like but he couldn't do it. He started thinking of strain names and it just went off to the races. But it was funny.
He
It was
should
a
have been
good
able
game.
to come up with something like skunk immediately.
Yeah, no, like he could have gone with so many, and I think that's what made him have the brain fart because there's too many to like think of. Have a good day, Rose. Wait, hold on a second. You might win this the spin. You might win the spin. The door prize. We appreciate you guys coming in. We had almost 40 in the house for a while. Talo, thanks for sharing us out on X. I don't seem to. I'm in a few group chats over there where people seem to be friendly, but don't really do anything. I did tell them about the show.
No, it's that
There's
all the live streaming crowd has just kind of dispersed. So the people who are actually interested in what we do, yeah.
yeah. Well, those of you who are here are people that enjoy the conversation, and I appreciate it. Lila Rose, I think this is gonna stop. Okay. I think she just commented, so we're just gonna put it down. If my pen will work.
Yeah, my Fitbit says I got 5.5 hours sleep, but it was so interrupted. Like the graph is up here in the zone of awake quite a bit. That's why I'm tired.
So I was
The more
asking.
tired I am, the worse the whole thing with my core muscles gets. So that explains it. I'll get
I
a
was
lot of
gonna.
sleep before my PT
Sorry.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're rested. Drink water too.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. I need to drink more water.
All of us, everybody. I was gonna ask you though, what you think I should do that would get me, besides the planks, would get me would be good for kayaking. You know, should I do some shoulder
Cable
work? Should I
pulls.
do some? Huh?
Do you have a cable pull machine? Do you have access to
Should probably
that?
do a little cardio too, just to like, you know.
Definitely.
But
But yeah, cable pulls, whether it's, uh, towards your face or towards your core,
mhm.
those, because if you're handling an oar to steer yourself and row, yeah.
It's a
Also,
double-sided oar, so I'm like,
to that end, I mean, get the dumbbells
two
and
minutes.
make sure that you're doing these because you're working the back of your arm when you
Get
do
the
that.
triceps, yeah.
Yep.
Well, do some push-ups. I'm gonna do a lot of the basic stuff,
I'm big on working the
but
triceps.
well, my shoulders are an area of issue in the last couple of years. So nice, I see that. But like as far as injuries and things like that, in the last couple of years, my shoulders have not been good. So it is a worry of mine because you do a lot of shoulder workout, a lot of exercise, and that could have been what hurt my shoulder a couple of years ago
Yeah.
initially.
So isometrics, really, make sure you're doing isometrics because you're trying to strengthen not just the muscle, but the connective tissues, same as me. And the only way you do that is isometric, really, things that are holds, things that are very slow reps through a range of motion. That's super important.
That's a good idea because I actually got these weights for my ankles and my wrists that I found out you don't want to do high movement stuff.
Right.
You want to basically just do regular activity with it, and
Yeah.
because I was getting it, and I did try running with them for a little bit. I can do little bits of like with the dogs. We'll jog for like the street or
Mhm.
whatever, and then walk, and that's not bad. But when I was playing VR with them, I was boxing. I thought, oh, this is going to be great, but not easy for sure. But the part that wasn't uh, the difficulty wasn't a problem for me. It was more so that it was cutting into my wrists and stuff. And so I just those weights are not as miracle working as I thought they would be when I wanted to get them. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, this would be so great to have weights there. But then you don't realize that even if you have it nice and tight, you have it too tight or it's cuts into your skin. And anyway, it's first world
Connective
problems. But
connective tissue responds to time under
cheers,
tension. Time under tension. That's very important.
fire in the
Um,
hole.
so as far as strengthening your shoulders, I mean, one of the best things you could do, we do these at my physical therapy place, get a towel folded and put it between your side and your arm, and you're gonna keep it right there because it's gonna position that shoulder, and you wanna keep it that way because you don't want your elbow to come up. But if you do resistance band, let me get this the right way, resistance band with the external rotation
Hmm.
and internal rotation, that actually will strengthen your rotator cuff. That's one of the things we've been working on.
That's what I did when I had OT. That was the
Yeah.
only time I've ever had occupational therapy or what's the other therapy?
Rehab.
Well, yeah, there's physical therapy and occupational therapy, and they're slightly
Yeah.
different. There's a slight
Well, yeah,
difference.
because occupational is targeted to whatever your occupation was, yeah.
Right.
But
And
essentially, that's what I'm doing because I walked in and said, I am told that you actually do sports medicine here. And
Have a
so
good
I
day,
need to
Alice.
know, are you specifically educated about hypermobility as it relates to outdoor athletic activities? And she didn't bat an eye. She went, yeah, we do that. I'm like, okay. She doesn't look confused. She doesn't look blank. She doesn't look bored. She doesn't look like she's all, sure, you know something. That,
Sure, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Condescending, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tala, do you have anything scheduled? You got any spaces going on, or what's going on? You got anything to
You
promote
know, I
before we get
might
out of
be
here?
hosting an X Space on Friday because Dane may not be doing his again this week. So Trish and I do fill in when he can't be there. So one way or the other, I'll either be co-hosting or I'll be hosting. And then I might do a subscriber space today. So that's just for my subscribers. Of course, check out my Substack, you guys. So if you're on X, this is easy. Linktree's in my bio. Click that. It opens up everything. But yeah, I am on Substack under First Light Warrior. That is the name of my podcast. So you can find me on Spotify as well. I'm doing the Planks Challenge for anybody who wants in on that. Mostly I'm posting that on X. Probably sometime I should post it everywhere else, but it just seems to be the place for it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's
that's
a
all of it.
social thing, yeah. Do the
Yeah.
planks challenge, you guys. What you gotta do is send her in a video of you planking every day. I'm just kidding.
Personal accountability and be consistent, and it's an honor system, and yeah. But yeah, if anybody's interested in more of my content, you can subscribe to me on Substack, either free or paid. And I do also have subscriber status on X. Yeah. Waylon is one of my subscribers.
Haha. Guys, I'm looking for something for me to dump you all into here. Buy Gold Fever.
Somebody who won't be
Edify.
condescending about the raid.
Right. Yesterday we found this talking dog with a British accent who calls scammers, and like he can backwards track them and trace them and call the scammers back and see if they'll answer.
I see.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Untamed Interest. Ooh, that seems a little risque. Terra the Madna. Yeah, it's just a lot of interesting things. There's some gamers. Best for TV. Looks like an old TV show. Starfish Troopers.
Starfish. Alrighty.
These look like funny guys. Let's see what's
It's
happening
just
here.
a word. It's just a word.
But he's wearing a yellow hat.
They have an accent.
I want to know if he doing that deliberately because he's heard me say that people who wear yellow hats are usually crazy.
Guys, do we want to check out some of the English, some of the British people? This seems like fun. They seem like they're new to Rumble. Yeah, that seems like fun. All right, so as you all know, you don't have to opt. You can opt out of the raid. Hey everybody, I get them warmed up to my name before I raid them. All right, copy, and let's raid these guys. Starfish Troopers. Interesting, folks. Now let's listen in.
The indoor farmer here. Hi.
Ah.
Hello.
Hey, the indoor farmer.
Hiya. Hope you're
Rich
growing
D
a really
says my
nice
favourite hat is yellow clippy.
He's not wrong though.
See what I mean?
I liked what he was saying.
The general public, they're ruined because they're all NPCs out there, a lot of them now, and that's non-player character if you don't know. Critical thinking has gone. So the public, you won't ever see them in the same light again. Well, politicians, the government, you just know that any single...
But that's taking the red pill or whatever, right? So
Yeah. That's the initial first day of your
Let
rental
the
experience.
follow. They seem like nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Get
do.
up, you'll get dressed, you'll go and
Oh,
open
they've got a YouTube audience I can see on their screen. Quite a few
Nice.
YouTubers commenting.
and you'll just be like,
Interesting.
and you'll put the kettle on.
Yeah, that was a very positive response. I like that.
Sorry, one more time. They were
That
talking
was
to
a
you.
very positive response. I like that.
Oh yeah. They definitely
Outside
seem.
with a cup of coffee, wherever you are, and just enjoy being outside, listening to the birds. You're not connected to anything, just
So the people in the UK do this a lot with no video. A lot of people that have live streams that I've seen anyway, multiple that will do the no camera. It's like they're just on the screen talking. All right, let's get going. Hey, Lila Rose, hey, have a good night, guys. Come back and check us out for tomorrow night, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central Time for People in the Boxes. We'll be talking about something interesting. I like both topics: rules and liars, lying. Not liars, but lying, because the story could go any way. It could go like a story about some liar that we knew, or us lying at some point. It could be us lying as a kid. Like it could. There's so many different stories that could go with, and the same goes for rules. I mean, time we broke a rule, time we made a rule, rules we don't like, whatever. Like that's so many ways. But we'll see you when we see you guys. So hit the like button if you haven't. Follow Tala. Follow her on the Rumble and everywhere else. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, everybody's got to eat, right, Tala? We'll see you.
Yep.
Where's the? I do have a specific outro for us. I'll just do this one. All right. Good night, everybody. Peace.